Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Mad Moves podcast. My name is Sim. Along with me are my co-hosts Mort and Sheikh Amir Saeed. How you all doing? We have a very special episode for you guys this afternoon. But before we do that, please help us out on patreon.com/the Mad Lukes. Help us out by liking the video and make sure to comment in the comment section below with some positive comments regarding my good looks. Our man of the hour is Saidyokub Kakhramonov. I got it right. Yes, he is fighting out a top-notch gym out of Chicago, Illinois, with a 7-2 record. Are you a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu guy? Wrestler, nice.
Let's keep it that way.
Man of the hour, Saidyokub. Did you just go by Saeed or Yakub?
Saeed.
Do you have a nickname yet?
No.
Ooh. Let's make up a nickname for you.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. We need to get you a nickname established. Have you ever heard of patada?
No.
That means a hard oak tree.
No, we're gonna
only the true warriors. Or what about yeet? That's that means you're brave and
bro, he's fighting in America. He needs an English name, bro.
Yeah, he needs the English.
He needs an English name, bro.
Yeah, like a bulldog.
Okay, what about the eagle? Wait, that's taken.
That's taken.
That's taken. That's taken. We cannot go with the eagle. That's someone.
It's usually given.
No, have you been considered? Have you been considered? Or coach
no,
give you one?
It's given by people. You know, you don't really give yourself a nickname.
I'm calling you a
Somebody
boy.
has to give you a nickname, like, you know.
Has your coach given you anything? Kind of nothing. Okay.
No.
And there's a reason why. We'll let you guys know why we're talking about a nickname. Because he's got some news for us too, inshallah.
He does?
Yes.
Oh, wait, hang on. I didn't know about any of these news.
No, don't worry, bro.
Why do you guys blindside me? You didn't have this
No, we all know it's okay. Everything's going to be fine. He's here, bro. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, just go with the flow.
All right.
Yeah, he's trying to lay out the whole goddamn episode right now.
Don't use God's name in vain. Anyways, so you guys mind if I ask him a quick question?
Sure, shoot
Very
it up.
good. I got a chance to watch some of your fights. Mashallah, I was very impressed. Movement, all that cool stuff. I know you start off as a sambo guy and a wrestler guy. You start off, like around 8 or 9 years old. So how did you develop your striking, and how did you? Was it combat sambo that you were a part of, where the striking part came in? Because I saw your fluidity. You move kind of like a boxer and kind of like a kickboxer, and so can you just give us a little bit of info on how you developed that?
Well, honestly, I developed my boxing with my coach, Ricky Ledesma. He's a Mexican. I started working with him, I think about a year ago, almost 2 years. Before that, I had no boxing. I didn't know anything about striking. I mean, I knew stuff. I thought I knew, but until I lost, like, you know what I mean. I didn't know anything about it. And then this guy watches my fight, and then he's like, he doesn't really teach any pros because he doesn't like it. He's like, it takes too much time. And then up and coming MMA fighters, they don't really make money. Yeah. Like, your coaches have to make money, and then that's why it's hard to find a dedicated coach. And this guy watched the fight, and he was like, hey, I see that we can actually get along together because your style literally matches mine. So he actually started working with me, and then after that, I started developing boxing really good.
And when did you start this? Around when did you start striking?
It was like almost 2 years, not even, maybe a year and a half.
2 years from now?
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Yes.
Oh wow!
I started MMA end of 2016.
Did you?
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
I want to ask you, wait, before we get into boxing, so I saw your fight with Omar, and that turned into like a kickboxing match.
Exactly. With that match, I'll be honest with that match. I went up to that match like I was 5-0. We supposed to fight at 135, okay, 135, and then I was already on weight and everything. But about a week before the fight, my manager calls me. He's like, "Hey, they want to do 140. They don't want to do 135." I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm already on weight." I was like, "Whatever, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do 140.
And how much does it take you a long time to cut down to 135?
Oh no, it doesn't. I'm only like, I walk around like 150.
Okay.
So
you cut 20 pounds every time?
No, like 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's normal. Some people cut like 25, 30.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Some of these websites have you listed as a bantamweight.
I am bantamweight.
Oh, okay, because Sherdog has you as a featherweight.
Because I fought a featherweight.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because for me, when they see my name, they don't want to fight me. It's so hard to find me a fight.
Because you're a
they
wrestler
look at
and
my
Sambo
name.
guy.
They think one guy actually it was gossiping like, "Oh, I'm fighting an Olympic wrestler." You know, I'm like, "What?"
So
is
I know we were talking about Omar Nurmagomedov. It was Khabib's cousin that you
Yes.
fought. Just so I saw some videos of you wrestling, but was it Olympic wrestling that you were in, or was it Olympic style wrestling?
No, that wrestling was in high school days.
Okay.
I was
Because the match looked like you were in the Olympics.
that was outside of Times Square. I was the first
Really?
one of the first New York City wrestlers that wrestled outside.
Really?
In
Yeah,
Times
because I
Square.
saw that. I'm like, I recognize the middle of Times Square. So that was the All-State from New
That was,
Jersey, and then
no, it was yes, it was like they were doing matches, exhibition matches, but it was like they did like for seniors. It was USA, Russia, Iran. It was like some match, like just get
Oh.
wrestling up to show the world what we can do, like
Yeah.
okay.
So
And then obviously we're in high school, like as a high school wrestler, I was like one of the like big stars, I can say, and then that's what they put you in, like
So did you represent New York State, or did you
New York
represent
State.
Uzbekistan?
No, New York State.
Okay, all right.
New York State.
Well, I live in New York, so that's
Yeah,
good.
New York State.
So coming back to Omar Nurmagomedov,
Yes.
and you made it into a kickboxing match because he didn't want to go to the ground with you. Is that kind of what it was?
No, it's because he was a kickboxer, so I was like, let's kick. I can kick too,
Oh, I didn't know that he was a kickboxer.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No,
You know what it is? I look at Habib and I'm like, yo, he's like a samba guy. He wants to grapple, maul you. So I'm thinking Omar is gonna be the same style. But I'm watching. And that was the first time I really watched like Omar fight. I've seen him in the prelims, but never. I kind of fast forward.
Yeah.
But I saw that whole fight. I'm like, wow, he is really good.
Yes, yes, he's very good.
Is really good.
He wasn't a wrestler. He was a Muay Thai fighter as a grown
I
up.
didn't know
it makes
that.
sense
He
now.
was a Muay
I
Thai
didn't know
fighter.
that.
Growing up, yeah.
Yeah.
That fight was they kind of played me with that fight. As when you make weight, like it takes a lot from you, and
Yeah.
I had to gain weight to fight him because my manager was like, "Well, if you don't want to do 140, they don't want to fight you." I was like, I got mad. I'm like, dude, I spent so much time, so much money in camp. I'll fight him. Doesn't matter. Let's do 145. I don't care. You know what I
But
mean?
you got off strong though. I remember
Yeah.
watching the first round.
Man, I got tired after second round because he was strong. I remember like we got clinched up. This guy like pressed me like I'm like holy shit, he got some strength. I'm like all right, no problem.
You felt his strength, huh?
Yeah, I felt it. It was I don't honestly I watched that fight only one time. I hate that fight.
Really?
It was like to me it's like the worst performance of my life.
But people who were watching, when I watched it, I was thoroughly entertained. I thought that was a great
Oh yeah,
fight,
I saw
Maybe
you. I'm
for
like,
you,
wow, this
but-
kid is explosive. I
Yeah,
mean,
dude.
your style is like that kind of.
And you were what,
explosive.
22 at the time?
I was 22 at the time.
Wow.
And I was 5-0 within 1 year. I had no experience. This guy's been
That's
a world
impressive.
champion as a amateur, blah blah. They've been training since 8 years old.
Yeah, but I saw the comeback where you fought Oscar, and like
that was a
one
good
round,
fight.
and that was just like
That was a dope
clean,
fight,
bro.
That fight was I trained for that fight really really hard. People think it's only 37 seconds, and his coaches think it got cut. No, I trained for 8 months for that fight.
So
and
you watched
hard.
his tapes and everything? Or
No, I didn't watch no tapes, and I knew who he was because I know my teammate actually knocked him out as an amateur.
Hmm.
that was a right hook that got him, right?
It was right. It was overhand. It was a cross overhand.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was just perfectly timed. It was just timing, right?
That's my boxing right there. The coach I told you about, Ricky Levis, my boxing, he put a lot of time into me, a lot of time, and then I actually understood. He actually told me what fighting was. Like until then, I didn't know what fighting was. For me, I was okay. Grapple. I just go grapple you. I didn't know when to throw a punch, the timing. I didn't understand none of it.
So obviously you're comfortable with submissions too because of Sambo and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Submissions and stuff. It's just you probably focused heavily on that up
Yeah.
until you met your boxing coach.
Yes.
Right? So how was it getting the coordination? I know a lot of times people, when they start boxing a little later, everything has to change from their body, the dynamics, the mechanics, everything. Was that like a really grueling period for you?
Honestly, I can go back to when I was 8-9 years old, back at home where I came from, city Samarkand. When I first started, when my dad took me to the gym, the Sambo gym, the first day, what coach did was put
He
me
made
in.
you fight a bear.
He made me fight.
He fought a
made me-
lion.
No, he made me fight another guy with no gloves or nothing. The first day.
Really?
That's how they get you to. If they want to train, coach want to see. Okay, let's fight. They want to see
So
how you
they
fight.
put you in a dog fight to see. if
Yeah,
you can
dog fight. First day, I don't know what I'm 8 years
Striking
old.
and everything.
Striking, kicking, everything,
I
punching.
think they want to
Get
see
up.
if they got guts. Like, can they man
Yes.
it up?
And then I beat that guy up so bad, I didn't even know how. And then after that, I think it just comes natural because growing up, my coach back at home when I was young, we used to always throw hands, spar. Like, I don't know why we was arrested, but they used to make us fight all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's how it was back home. Like, growing up, you have to like defend yourself. You have to know how to fight, because if you don't, people are gonna just bully you. You know.
So how was that? Did you have to get in a lot of scraps in the streets and everything like that, and a lot of the fights in school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you be like walking to school. There's two, like some older, like 16, 17. At the time you're 8, and there's 16, 17-year-old guys. You walk to the school. They're like, hey, you want to fight this guy? You're like, you cannot say no, because if you say no, he knows your cousin or your uncle, and he's gonna tell him, oh, he was scared.
So talk about, is that kind of like a culture out there, or like?
No, it's just people are crazy in the head. Like, you know what I mean? They just they got nothing to do. Just make you fight the kids.
Yeah, I'm asking about this because like you hear in like Russia and like Dagestan and Chechnya, where they're just like,
That's
hey,
how it is,
you just
man.
go out and like even like Triple G, he's like, yeah, my brother used to go make me fight like bigger guys.
Yes.
Just
But
throw
is,
him out
is there like a prize after you win the fight?
No, the
I
prize
thought you
is-
could marry the guy's sister or something like.
like kidnap the sister and run away?
Like I conquered your household.
Yeah.
No.
Ah!
No, you just
know?
fight, and then you pick up your book bag and go to school after. That's what you do.
That sucks.
And then on the way back, you just hope nobody's gonna ask you to fight again. You know?
Like you know what's crazy? Like, over here in America, it's so weird. It's like, hey, meet me after school.
Yeah.
Call everybody. Ooh, it's gonna be a fight, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I remember that's the culture now. I remember growing up being in the bus stop. It just went pound for pound. You just went at it. But nowadays, like a huge. Let me get World Star Hip Hop on there. Let me get the
everyone's
camera.
got a phone,
Yeah,
everyone's got a camera. Yeah.
like they actually coordinate it, right? And I guess over there, it's just.
It's just normal
Street
thing. But
fight.
I
It's
don't
part of
like it.
life.
Now I think about it, like that's not a good thing to
Yeah.
do. Like, you know, some kids are 8. Not everybody the same. They will have like PTSD. Like, they're gonna be scared like until they're like 18.
But doesn't that kind of tough you up a little bit? I mean,
Not everyone.
yeah.
Someone's gonna break for life. Someone's gonna make it. You know, it's mental. You're 8, 9 years old kid. Like, you don't even know what mental toughness is when you're like 8, 9.
It's
That's
not,
probably
but-
me. I'd probably be broken for life.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, the reason why I'm asking that is because, like, being, like, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, even here, I dealt with a lot of it. You heard the story where a lot of Italians were racist, and I grew up just fighting my way out of, like, every day, like 3, 4 fights. Bus stop, at the way to school, lunchtime, on the way back from school. It was a fight every day.
Every day with the brown kids and Italians.
Yeah, it was just,
in every suburb.
And my brother was older than me, but he was hard of hearing, so they used to make fun of him, and I wouldn't tolerate it. And I'm
I
talking,
remember that.
and you know, when I'm like, you know, a first grader, a second grader, and some guy's like a 4th, 5th grader, it's a huge difference. Like,
It
in that
is,
age, right?
it is.
You're like, oh my god, this guy's a giant. You know?
Yes.
like 1 year is huge, right? And I
Yes.
think about that, and I'm like, I look back at it, and I'm like, I think because of that, it made me like it tough. Like, I don't care what's gonna happen. Like, I'm not afraid of certain things because of that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, but I can see what you're saying. Like, some people, they can't really handle that, right?
Maybe
Like,
that's what people attribute you to becoming an all pro. That's why you never know.
When do you get punched first in the face? At what age?
I don't remember that. I probably got punched when I was 3 years old by my mom or my dad.
Oh my god! I was gonna say that my
Uncles,
dad
you
was
know
the first
what
one to punch me in the face. My
I
dad.
grew up in a big family. I grew up with 9 uncles.
Wow.
My dad had 9 brothers, all boys.
Wow,
There was no
mashallah.
girls. So all my uncles, they were like army, like athletes, like, you know what I mean? Growing up, just me, not my other cousins. They were like weaker, like cry.
Yeah.
But only me, I was like the baddest kid. So, oh my god, the things they did to me as a growing up, I
You
think
mean you were mischievous? Used to make a lot of trouble.
they used to make me do like sit-ups, maybe like 2 times sit-ups with a brick on my neck. And after I finished that, I had to hold that brick like for another like 20, crying like
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah, just
No, as a
because
punishment, as a punishment.
just punishment. Yeah, just because I did something in the street or just because I didn't do good in school.
Yeah.
They were really big in school. If I had bad grades in school, it was hell. It was like it was the baddest day of my life. If I
Wow.
didn't do good in school, my teachers knew all the numbers. If I did anything, boom, calling my dad. My dad calls my uncles. My dad.
He
didn't-
calls your uncle.
Yeah,
You didn't
my
take
dad-
care of-
yeah.
Take care of my son, guys.
No, my dad didn't really hit me because, you know, obviously I'm his son. You know, he wouldn't really punish me that much, but he would just tell my uncles. And
Wait, so is Uzbeki culture like our culture? Like, in our culture, it doesn't matter if it's your dad's brother. It doesn't matter who, the cousin, uncle. If they're older, they can beat your ass.
hell yeah.
Yeah. So same, like, what happened?
No, there's some questions for you.
Oh, on the chat. Oh, we'll do it later. But I'm saying in like in our culture, if you walk around and mess around, like anybody can just identify you and then whoop you, right? So I'm thinking like in Uzbeki culture, is it like that too? Like if your father won't get mad that his brother like disciplined you or beat you.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
still to this day. Every time I go back, now they have kids. Now they tell me, hey, I want to discipline them, you know. I don't really see it much because I'm in America. They over there. I see him like 2 times like last 10 years for like couple months. But when I'm there for a couple months, make sure they get it what they deserve, you know. Because they need to. Like these days, like for example, I brought my little cousin that I have in Minnesota. He's 9-10 years old. I was like, he's just very like home kid, like, you know. He's like, I had to like make him train. I had to make him like suffer a little bit so he understands life, because he grew up here. He has everything he wants. Like he has literally everything. I'm like, what do you do at your house? Like he's like, well, I get up, play my bike and whatever, you know. I'm like, nah, not here, you know.
So when did you come to America?
2010, April 26.
How old were you?
13
So
going
you were
on
right
14.
in high school.
Right in high school. Oh my god.
And you went to New
Bro,
York?
I went to high school in Brooklyn. The worst thing you can do as an immigrant. You don't speak English. People make fun of you. They make fun of your eyebrows and everything.
Yeah, I know. Over there, no, I'm not, honestly, like in New York, I think here's the thing though. I'll be honest. I think New York has a more of like a verbally assaultive culture,
Yes.
but I think Chicago is more violent than New York is in that term, like bullying.
Yeah.
But in New York, you have to learn how to like just either you defend yourself or you're gonna get crapped on forever.
New York just has a high concentration of people, so people you just respect humanity a lot less.
A little more.
Yeah, you just
I think in
there's
New York a little more.
Huh?
I think in New York they respect humanity a little more.
Yeah,
than
they do.
more?
Chicago?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, no, because New York is so diverse, bro. You got everybody over there. No, but I think so I think earlier on, I think prior to like 2000, it was really rough in New York. But I think later on, the diversity kind of melted down. But I think being a kid at any age, going to high school is a rough time. Even if you're born in America,
Yes.
just going to school, high school for the first time. At any stage, but then on top of that, being an immigrant and then having an accent and not knowing English, like on top of that, makes it like. And let's be honest, you probably were dressed up different, right? And they were probably like,
I was
wearing?
like dressed and fine, all that, but
Did you bring like Uzbek plov for lunch? The plov rice that you guys eat?
well, I didn't bring today to the
Plov.
studio, but
No.
I ate like 2 days ago.
Well, he's asking because
No, he's
his
saying
mom.
when you used to,
That's
at
what our
school,
parents did.
No,
when he used to
school?
take cultural
No.
food.
His mom used to send him like ethnic food to school with him in the lunch.
Yeah.
Mine too.
And
No, I
then
didn't-
we'd
wasn't
open
it?
it up in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Tupperware, and the kids would be like, because my mom made like the pizza too, right? Like pizza would be made from scratch, but it would be like kind of Indian style, right? So it would smell like Indian pizza. And they'd be like, "Oh, ew, that's garbage pizza." And then like, I'd just get sad because I'm like, my
They call you a
pizza.
Hindu?
My pizza sucks. My pizza sucks.
But my pizza was delicious though. It just looked weird.
No, you know what? Okay, so I used to get sandwiches. Okay, plain sandwiches. Like they were like kebab sandwiches, whatever. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, but I mean, like I used to see the other kids. They had like these dope lunch pails. They had the white. If you had a white paper bag, you were like the top elite. Like and they had their soda wrapped in like
Foil?
foil.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have, we had to like get stuff.
Not the school that I went. It wasn't like that school I went. The school
Yeah.
that I went, it was like you go to lunch, they give you a piece of pizza and fries, and that's your lunch.
It's like $4, like $5.
No,
So-
it was free.
So, but now that we're talking about some kids, I got one boy who is raised with a lot of sisters, so I'm worried about him getting a little bit soft. You know, it's very nice. I mean, you want him to be cordial around his sisters and stuff, you know, but he gets a little soft. So I'm trying to toughen him up. Knowing what you know about MMA, how would you do different from what your uncles did with you?
Well, I believe in discipline. I think these days, especially these days, kids are very they're growing up weird lately. You know, even my own cousins, like they even back at home, but they grow up so different. When I cannot compare myself to them because it was different era, you know, different years, because they have better life.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. I think you have to make them suffer. I think you have to make
I like
them
that.
cry.
Suffering is good. And
They
I
had
want
to.
to smack him around a little
It's
bit.
it's not necessarily smacking them around. Make them do push-ups, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Open the legs.
He just wants to
split,
beat his
like, you know what I mean?
I just want to
He
smack
needs
him
an
around a
excuse
little
to beat up
bit.
his
He's
son.
just too nice. I love him.
Yeah.
He's just too nice.
He's a teddy bear.
No,
he
but
is.
sometimes look. So let me ask you. I want to get into that first. So, there are a lot of people who want to go, who want to train, who want to fight, I think they're genuinely scared because they don't know what to expect, but they want to do it, right? Like for example, I got 2 young like nephews that are just wild. Like they used to do MMA, they got kicked out. I mean, because it was too wild to do it, right? But there are some that are quiet, like his son. Like he's not a pushover, but he's just quiet, right? Would you Like, would you encourage them to get involved? Because I'm saying, like, I remember the first time I got punched in the face, it rocked my world.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I saw stars.
yeah, I was like, my dome was like just ringing. Right after that, it was cool.
You,
I mean,
you know the Pittsburgh Steelers symbol? I saw those stars the first time I got my
No, I
my
mean-
eyes went black and I saw blue,
This guy's
yellow,
like
and
half
red.
the age of all these guys, but they act more baby than me.
yeah,
Nah.
no, but I'm saying the first time I got punched, and the crazy thing is for me, the first time I got hit in the face, it wasn't like a punch. I got a bat to the face, so it wasn't even like I got like
It's like Flash.
Yeah. Oh my god. I everything was lightheaded, and I was like, I just couldn't see anything. I was like gone for a minute, right? But the point is like, there are kids out there that want to get involved. What do you? I mean, would you suggest just training around, like going and get? I mean, how do you get started in something like this? I mean, is it natural? Do you have it, or is it something you can train for?
Well, some people have it, but you have to train for it. It doesn't really. I don't like me fighting. I don't really recommend to anybody, any kids. I put education first before sport. Anything else, what do you do? I put education first. If your education is bad, you cannot train. That's how I grew up. If my education wasn't good, I couldn't train. So that's why I had to keep up that education so I could train. When I came to America, I heard about it. They were like, if you do good in school, like as a sport, you can go to college for free. And then for me, I was like, dude, I was already 13, 14. I was already like, back at home, I was already like champion of Uzbekistan, whatever. I was already a badass kid, but I was only 120 pounds, like skinny kid, but I could like do a lot of stuff to these boys, you know? I'm like, okay, let's do wrestling. I went to wrestling in high school. I started wrestling in high school. And then as a high school wrestler, freshman year, I did really good. Sophomore, junior, senior year, I did really good. I'm the only athlete from New York City that placed in state championship 2 times. I was a runner-up, and then I took like 5th place. That's pretty big, and for New York City, that's pretty big because in New York City, people play basketball, football, they don't really wrestle.
Yeah.
Like last time they had finalists from New York City was 1972.
Yeah.
And then I was the next one with 2013.
Wow.
you
Yeah,
know?
like, usually wrestlers are from like down Midwest, down South, or not really.
That's
from,
the people.
Yeah.
Upstate in New York, upstate people are like
Yeah,
tough.
so I live in Buffalo. So
yeah, those people are like
Yeah.
they wrestle since 40 years old. They tough.
Yeah, because they do hockey and wrestling upstate.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Right.
That's what because
Okay.
that's what I believe in them. They're 4 years old training hard. Like now they grew up, they go to universities for free. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those universities like 40, 50,000 a year, and you go in there for free. And that's what I did. I did graduate high school. I went to college for free. Only 1 year though. After that, I quit because I was like, I'm like, no, I gotta make money. I want to make money. Blah blah. And then I went to Minnesota, started doing real estate, and I was still not happy. I'm like, I watch UFC. I'm like, oh my god, there's so many positions that I see. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta go back. And then
Yeah.
I went back to sport again.
So let me ask you. So would you? I mean, so for someone wants to get involved with like training, would you say for like discipline, it's good to put a kid in there for like? I mean,
Yes, definitely.
Like, cause I would want. I think we all want our children to know how to fight. Like like just to defend themselves
Of
properly.
course.
Like not
Of
just
course.
throw around and kick like a pansy. Like I mean, you know what I mean? Like just know how to defend yourself.
Yeah, I mean, for a kid, first, you don't really want them to, until like 10, 11 years old, you don't really want to push them hard. You want to put them in like swimming or gymnastics. Like,
For coordination and
yeah,
stuff.
if you want them to be a fighter, like, you know what I mean? Once you put them in those things, the body gets like stronger, then you can put them in boxing. But I'd say wrestling will be the best foundation for MMA or anything else.
Yeah, because I mean, as Muslims in our tradition, we have a thing where we're supposed to raise our children to be fight, to swim,
Yes.
to wrestle, and to make them strong. Because a lot of times
You gotta defend your family.
Yeah, you have to. And the thing is, like you were saying today, that a lot of these kids, you ask what they're doing. Oh, I'm playing Xbox.
Yes.
Riding
my bike.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like I mean, but if shit is the fan, you're gonna be like, it's what are you gonna do, right? I mean, you have to know how to defend yourself at the very least. And I think for a while, I think also what the thing is that that when you train, you get a certain confidence. Like I'm not saying that you're cocky, but you are not afraid of standing up for yourself. Because a lot of times people are afraid, oh, what does a punch feel like? What does being hit feel like? They don't really know that, right? So they're timid, they're intimidated by that. When you go to a gym, you could see somebody who's half someone's size out wrestle somebody who's double their size, right? Or take them down.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing motivates. Because one thing for me about the UFC that really like got my attention was, I see guys that look totally normal. I was telling him, like Max
Yeah.
Holloway, he was like a regular dude, but
Yes.
he's a killer. You know what I mean? Like you see
Justin
him out
Gaethje looks like a regular.
yeah, regular dude, but he's a killer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or so many people like that, right? Like Dillashaw. I mean, just a regular tiny guy.
Yeah, if that's
but,
a Dillish on the street, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I would be like,
who
You
would
wouldn't
know?
know. He's a small, tiny
Right,
kid.
yeah, who would
like-
know, right? Or Mighty
like,
Mouse, right?
slap
How would you
him.
know he was?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's what I'm trying to say. Like when you see, it kind of gives you the confidence that you know that hey, I can defend myself. I can present. So that's what I'm asking you about because I know nobody wants to make their kid a fighter, like having get beat up and
Yes.
bloody. It's a different. If you're good at it, maybe it's a different story. But in general, would you advise children
Yes,
to be put
I
in-
advise this, right? If you have a boy, you want to. I mean, in America, there's so much opportunities in high school. Like, you want to put them in wrestling. You know what I mean? By the time they're 22, let's say you graduate like university at age of 22, like 23.
Yeah.
If you put them in wrestling in high school, let's say they're good at high school in wrestling, and then let's say they went to universities, they did good, right? After senior year, you have to graduate. By the time you already know what you want to do. If you want to continue, you have to be a fighter. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can. You already got your degree for free. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you already got toughness. Once there's a quote says by some legendary wrestler, Dan Gable, it says once you wrestle, anything else in life is easy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the wrestling teaches you such a discipline. Because you're taken down, you have to get up. They drop you, you have to get up. You know what I mean? That's the life too.
I just remember wrestling practice.
Yeah.
In
Yes.
high school, oh my God, just up and down stairs.
The
after
ladders.
stairs.
It's the hardest thing in the world.
Three or four flights of stairs. Just up and down, up and down. I'm like, what? Dude, where's the wrestling? When are we gonna wrestle?
Honestly,
It was so upsetting, man.
I didn't make the team. I did the conditioning to see if you can get it. I just quit. I'm like, yo, this conditioning is crazy. I'm not going. And we had these
That's
towers
crazy.
we used to go up to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm not going up these towers. I mean, I did the whole day. I'm like, I gotta do it again the next day. I proved I could do it the first day.
It would be dark when you get out. You're going home super tired. You don't
Yeah,
have
you gotta
your
do your
parents to, all the.
It's no fun.
All the white kids had like parents who would come pick them up. I had to walk my butt home. It was so annoying.
I did so many sports in like high school. Like, my dad never came to any one of them. Like, it's so foreign. But the point being is like, and it wasn't for us. Like the coach told us straight up, it wasn't just about conditioning. It was like your diet has to change, everything has to change. Like like you don't. And because I had a cousin that was All-State Imran. I don't know if you remember, but back in Oswego. But that's all he would do is just wrestle, and he does his life. Off the gym, he'd be at home watching his own tapes, like just
Get out.
Yeah, I'm just wrestling, and that's all it was, right? But
Yeah.
so I guess what he's saying at the end of the day is education. Use that. I mean, use your skill to get into college and stuff, and then if you feel like you're good at what you're doing,
Yes.
you can pursue that further. But I think
But-
that
And
level.
I'm saying wrestling for my people, because we cannot play basketball or football, we cannot play baseball.
Why,
No.
bro?
You
You
know
trying
what
to
I
say you're short, bro?
Yeah, I'm 5'8", I mean, we
Hey,
don't
bro,
have
there's-
NBA stars,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We cannot have NBA stars. Maybe we will one day,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But right now, we don't have it for like last 100
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
There should be two NBA leagues. I think one for short people and one for tall people. No, it's not fair.
No. You should have one for. No, you should
We
have
should do
one
like
league
a-
for black and white people.
Hey, they
and
got-
one league for everybody else.
Like
yeah.
a critical race theory thing for like short and people and tall
Yeah.
people. It's like the injustices that are happening
No.
between the different
but,
classes.
But speaking about that, it's so funny. You know why? Because, like, that whole region, like Dagestan, Chechnya,
Yes.
Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, all of that, they're known for like wrestling and
Yes.
like history. I mean, if you want to go back to like the Turkic times, like. These are like people who rode horses mounted like with flying arrows.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's a history of being. I think the environment there also makes it so that you have to be tough.
Yes.
Like growing up in a certain area, like I'm saying, versus growing up in Miami versus growing up in a mountain somewhere, in the Central
Yeah.
Asia,
Yeah.
is way different
Terrain plays
than.
it.
That's why I really think our kids need to be like beaten up a few times. And I'm thinking about hiring.
You have to beat your kids, man. You have to.
No. We just get no.
You have to
Over
do
here
that.
in this country, they arrest you and for child. And
Nah.
what you do is you get other kids from their school and you pay them money to jump them, and that way,
Jump my kid, yeah?
jump my kid, take his money.
I don't think he
take
knows.
his
You're not going to be able to tell if he's serious or joking.
No, I know he's joking.
Okay. No, actually, no, he's
He's
not
laughing,
joking.
dude.
He's serious.
And
No,
if he's
so check
serious,
this out.
his kids.
No, see, he never gets a joke, so he thinks other people don't get the jokes. But
Oh.
Yeah,
he's kind of slow
that's
with that,
probably
so.
what it is. So, look, can we shift gears a little bit? I want to know about your nutrition, dude. So, does your coach do your nutrition and stuff too?
I do
or
my own nutrition.
You do everything on your own.
Yes.
That's pretty
I
crazy.
Do you
everything
use one of
matters.
those ninja blenders and just? That's what I do.
No, I
juice, everything?
I make smoothies, you know, like
See,
for
that's what he does.
breakfast.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, usually if I train in the morning, I usually before training I don't usually eat anything, and after I just have a smoothie a little bit, and then my first meal will be like around 1 p.m.
And what do
What's
you
your
eat for
favorite smoothie? Wait. I'm a big smoothie guy.
Oh
I just
my
want to know
God.
what he makes in the morning.
Blueberries. You wanna have some raspberries, some protein.
Yogurt.
That's what I do.
No,
I
you
mix
don't
that
want
up.
yogurt because
I
yogurt
use
is plain, you know.
bananas,
Bananas,
Nutella.
No, not Nutella,
Okay,
man.
fine. Let's repeat them.
He's a healthy guy. What are you
Yeah.
talking about Nutella?
You don't
He's
want
trying to
Nutella.
cut away. Banana,
You want peanut
Nutella,
butter?
crepe batter, cookie dough,
Caramel?
ice cream, overwise chocolate.
Okay.
You want some peanut butter
Okay,
in there.
I do use chocolate protein. All right, chocolate protein, banana,
Plant-based?
and peanut butter,
Is
bro.
it plant-based?
It's amazing,
it's
and I throw in
delicious.
some
Well,
almonds.
you
It's
have
delicious.
too much protein right there. That's a bad smoothie, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, because banana has a lot of protein, and peanut butter has a lot of protein, and you're adding another protein. You're just eating protein.
Yeah, because he's on keto.
No, I'm not on keto. I'm not.
No,
I don't
okay,
do keto.
anyway, so
That's
okay,
that's good.
don't forget about this. So you do your own nutrition, you do all of that. So do you do like all the weighing, everything? You do everything on your own?
Yes.
So your coaches don't really have to help you with that?
No.
Okay, cool. So are you outside of fight camp? Are you usually around weight too? Are you trying to eat healthy, or do you just eat whatever you want? Because you're training anyway.
Usually our food at home is like, you know, it's not really like bad foods. Usually, you know, it's always a healthy food.
Okay.
A lot of potato. I don't like
Yeah.
potato.
And you
though.
know, but you do a lot of working out and stuff too.
Yes.
So
yes.
one of the videos, and I don't know if you're still practicing this, that you worked out or you usually train for 6 months 2 times a day.
I still do.
You still do
You
that?
have to.
Year round.
Year round. You have to.
7 days a week or 6 days a week.
No. Sometimes not. You don't want to do that every day. Like today, I trained only one time this morning, 2 hours hard training, and at night, you know, Wednesday usually is like you have to take it easy, and Thursday, Friday you pick it up, Saturday you pick it up, and Sunday is rest. Monday, Tuesday you pick it up, Wednesday you rest.
Wait, what's your training like? You said 2 hours. Is it an hour of cardio and then another hour of
Drilling, pad work.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Pad work, you mean like punching, kicking,
Yeah,
all
punching,
that? 'Cause
kicking.
You
Yeah.
get the cardio in with that.
Yes.
Okay.
And the techniques.
Do you lift any weights or no?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
Lift
Look,
weight
so
and
what type of
everything.
weightlifting do you do?
It's usually it's like a circuit.
Gotcha.
It's not like just you just curl or chest, you know. It's not like that. You got those circuits. Like there's 8 stations. One is curl. You go push-ups, burpees, and then a lot of bunch of
So
stuff.
do you do that on your own, or your coach does that?
No,
for you?
I have it. Like at the time, I'm training with Ricardo Lamas.
Okay.
I'm training with
Ooh.
him. Like
Former guest of ours.
Yes.
Yes, I'm training with
The
him a lot
Bulldog.
lately. Yes, this guy is a maniac. I never seen anybody train like him. I have to keep up with him, and he's 38 years old.
Is he 38 now?
He's 38
Didn't
years
he-
old. The
he
way
ate.
he trains, I never seen anybody like. I'm 25. I've been in the sport almost 16 years. 16 years. I haven't seen anybody train like him.
I think his last fight was with Al Alaquinta.
No, it was Kelvin Catter.
Oh yes, right, yeah. Man, Al felt bad for some of his losses, but great fighter though, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
entertaining.
It's
to
part
watch,
of a
dude.
game, you know. You
Yeah.
lose, you win. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
But it's so dedicated though. Every time I see
He's
him,
so dedicated.
all the
when he-
training I see.
When he came on our show, it was right before Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Man, and that was a good fight. He fought
Such a
really good.
fight. And Max Holloway is
He-
no joke. For anyone out there that doesn't know MMA, like Max Holloway is a beast in himself.
He's
Like,
a real deal.
Champion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's
Many
champion
times.
level. Like, I mean, obviously he just lost to Alexander. I mean, but anyways,
Volkanovski.
we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, he's champion level. So for Ricardo Lamas to go toe to toe and
Yeah.
go, I mean, that's amazing.
Remember how that fight ended? They were
Yeah.
just both swinging
Yeah.
like crazy.
point to the middle of the
Southpaw,
cage
and they were just going at it.
yeah, no
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
Lama's been top 15 for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
That's hard to
He
do.
went 5 rounds with Aldo too. I remember
Yes,
that.
it's
yeah.
hard to do that.
Yeah.
For the
Wow.
last 10 years, be top 15 in the UFC, it's really, really
Yeah.
hard.
Just
Yeah.
one quick, I gotta give a shout out to my brother Adil, man. He hooked us up. He hooked up he trains at Top Notch with Said, so he hooked that up in our first episode that we had with Ricardo Lamas. He hooked that up too, so props. He's in studio watching,
Yes,
they're
sir.
typing away. But Jazakallah
Have you
khair.
ever
Thank
dropped
for
Ricardo
coming
Lamas
through.
while you're training?
No.
Have you ever
Have you
what?
ever sucker punched him while he was?
Nah. He whoops my ass every day.
Have you ever
Oh,
dropped any of
he
your
probably
sparring
goes hard
partners?
on you, huh?
Oh, he whoops my ass. He's been whooping my ass since day one. I'm like, why is he going hard with me so much every time?
He's trying to
But
make
I
a
still go
champion
back
out
to
of
him
you,
every time because he makes me tough. There's
Yeah.
no fighter like that in the area in Midwest that you can train with. He's the best.
So it's kind of like a challenge for you, right? Like you want to try to get better
Biggest
with
challenge
him.
in my
Yeah,
life.
dude,
Yeah.
you're training with one of the best in the world.
Exactly.
Now you were fighting for PFL, right?
Yes.
Now what's happening with your career? Because I
Well,
heard some
right
beautiful
now-
news.
Wait,
Yes.
wait. Before we get in there, I want to ask you something. Have you ever dropped one of your training partners, your sparring partner?
Yesterday.
That's awesome.
What?
We should go watch him train.
Yes,
Was it
today.
intentional? Or you just did it.
No, it was
Oh, I
not.
thought you
You
got mad
know,
and just hit 'em.
no, it was we're sparring. You know, they drop their hands. You know, you gotta defend yourself. You drop it. You know, you get hit.
It's just people in the gym that are either bigger than you, smaller than you. It's just to prepare you for the fight, or do you guys specifically scout out people?
I
for-
usually, I started going out for camps at the gyms. My coach doesn't like that, but I gotta do it because
Yeah.
where I train at, I don't really have a lot of bodies that I need. I have only one or two, and that's not enough for me.
Mhm.
That's why I have to go. I was in Washington, Spokane. Shout out to my coach Pablo Alfonso. He's a black belt, third degree
Pablo
black
Alfonso,
belt.
yeah,
Yes.
Aldo told me about him.
He's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
third degree black belt. Really nice, really good guy. Amazing fighter. I mean, he fought at the Strike Force back in the day.
Yeah.
He's an amazing trainer. So I was actually spending like a lot of time with him, and then now I'm back here training with llamas. I'm doing boxing. Top
At the
notch.
UFC gym that he owns, that
Yes.
same gym. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, have you ever gotten like into trouble outside the gym because you dropped
no,
somebody?
No, I can't.
Nobody's parents came up to you and whooped your butt or something like that.
No.
No.
What about
I
after a
was-
fight, dude? I heard some parents came and fought you or something.
Every time, man. Not every time. I had 2 times.
You hear about that? After he beats
Fir-
one of his opponents,
yeah.
one of the parents came and started attacking him.
Oh, no way.
It happened my first pro fight. I knocked this guy out, and then that was his pro show, and it was my pro debut. And then, I won, and then we were in the back. His mom comes from the back and slaps me in the head.
Oh no!
I'm like, what the heck? And I got mad, and then his teammates start attacking me. I'm here by myself with my boxing coach Luna. Shout out to him too.
Yeah.
He doesn't even speak English. He's
Oh,
Mexican.
man.
We're like, what the heck? I'm like, all right, let's fight then. I had to take care of everything. We try to fight, and then they separate us, and
Wait,
people
wait,
so-
wait.
But,
so
and
wait-
this was a sparring session?
No, that's
no,
after
this is
the
after
fight.
His
Oh,
pro fight
oh.
after his debut.
No, but let me ask you this though. Wait, you just said something real crazy. Your boxing coach doesn't speak English, so you speak Spanish to him?
No, we speak sport.
They communicate through sport.
Communicate
yeah.
through
Yeah,
sport.
you speak the language of boxing, huh?
Yes.
So this
Alright.
is getting awesome. So, who is scouting you out for a next fight now?
Well, I recently signed with new management, Iridium Sports and Entertainment. Shout out to them too. Since I've been with them now, we're talking about trying to get into big shows. They trying hard, not trying hard. I'm on the list. I already had two opportunities, but they turned me down. Obviously, when they see the list, the fighters need a fight. But they look at the list, how many fighters they want to pick. Obviously, they want to pick the easiest fight. Ain't nobody's gonna pick me with my last name, with my name. They're gonna be like, nah, this is gonna be a hard fight for us. So they gonna pick the easy one. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting right now. I'm waiting for the call. It
Call
can be
from
any
who?
time.
Wait, hold on one second. So, are you saying that when people look through the list of fighters, they look at Central Asian fighters and they're like, wait, these guys are gonna be
Of
tough.
course.
Take them?
Of course, they
Who
already
wants
know.
to fight
They know.
Dagestanis and Central
If you
Asian
have
fighters?
an OV on your last name, they know you're not
OV.
like scrap. And they
You
know
got
you
OV?
wrestle.
I like that.
They know.
Dude, that
they
should
know.
be his name, dude. Said
OV.
OV.
Yeah.
No, just change it to beat your ass off. You know what I mean? Like,
So check this out.
Teacher.
So there's rumors that you may be fighting in Fight Island soon.
Yes, we're getting ready for that.
Oh,
I'm waiting for
Dubai.
a call. We're waiting for a call. It's not
UFC, son.
I'm getting ready for that.
so
fight.
on Fight Island
Yes.
in Abu
Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi. It'd be either Abu Dhabi or Las Vegas.
You're
Either
gonna
one.
love Abu Dhabi if you go there.
Have you ever
I
been?
hope so. No, never been
Oh,
there.
they will treat you like royalty when you're out
Yeah.
there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but wait, so that's crazy. So hold on, how does that whole process work? Like, cause you know what? I mean, honestly, we hear a lot about people making. I mean, we've talked to people who've gone to the UFC and stuff. But as a young person, if someone told me I'm going to the UFC, I'd be like, oh man, bro, I'm just happy in that fact I'm going to the fight for the UFC, right? But how does that work for you? Like, how does that process even work? Like,
Well, your process works. You gotta keep winning fights. You gotta keep winning fights. Keep your head down. Be humble. Make sure you have the right people around you. You just keep winning.
your management
fights.
has to be well connected.
Like Ali
yes, well
Abdelaziz?
connected. Yeah, he's a big dog. You can
Yeah.
he does anything he
But
wants.
your management has to be very influential,
Yes,
powerful.
I have a big management that right
Awesome.
now.
That's good.
They're up there, maybe bigger than Ali too.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
No, and you're
That's
still
awesome.
young, bro. You're 24 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of. I
24.
mean, yeah, I mean, right
You
now
got
your
the
record.
dog fight in you still.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta do it right now. You know, it's like time is coming. Our culture is different. Your parents want to get you married. They want to have your family. Blah
Oh,
blah
they want you
blah
to get married
blah.
now?
Of course, they
Nice.
they want that for the last 3 years.
How long have you been delaying that for?
For like 2 years.
Just tell them you're married to fighting, bro. That's it.
Yes.
Tell them after you're done fighting.
Nah,
then
my
you're
dad
gonna
don't care about that.
No, but wait, hold on. So that's crazy. Like, how would you like even introduce yourself to another girl? Like, hey, I'm a professional fighter.
No, it doesn't work like that. You know how it works, man.
Yeah, just kidding.
First thing to Sam was
No, like-
Becky.
Yeah, I mean, no, cause it'd be kind of weird. Like, you're like, oh my god, this guy's gonna beat my daughter's ass. Like,
No, he looks like a gentle
yeah, I'm just
guy.
kidding. No,
Very
no, but I
gentle
mean,
guy.
the thing is, so
He didn't even laugh at your joke when he said it. He took that seriously,
It was
bro.
horrible.
yeah. Well, okay, now you're getting in his head. Leave him alone. Oh, douche. Anyway, look. No, but so now here you are. You're going to the UFC. And this will be your first UFC fight if you fight in it.
Hopefully.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yes,
You
Very
get it,
nice,
yeah.
man.
Wow. So, I mean, if that happens, will you? I know some people go and they train at the UFC camps, like they allow the facility, they get to get to use the facilities, or is that part of like your thing? If you get to fight for the UFC, like I mean, if you get to debut in there.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about stuff like that yet.
Okay. I think what
His
happens.
manager will take care of
No,
all
I
that.
think what happens. I think when you first go into UFC, they decide whether they're gonna sign you off or not. I think it's just like a debut kind of thing where it's not you're not signed into the UFC just.
No,
right away,
usually you fight for the UFC. It's like usually I think I'm not sure though. You get like 3 or 4 fight contract right away, but you cannot lose all of them though. If you lose like 2 back to back, you're out because there's a list. There's a line of people
Yeah.
that get
Everyone
ready.
probably wants to fight for
Everybody
the
wants
UFC.
in there. Everyone.
right? So right now in the UFC, who would you say like your favorite any weight division? Who is your like your favorite? Like who do you like?
Who's
like,
an inspiration if you
Yeah,
watch
who's your
him?
inspiration
And
to
you're like,
watch
man, I
as a
love
fighter?
watching this person fight.
Every time there's a UFC fight, there's a new guy that has the best fight. So you cannot really say he's my favorite because every week there's someone is new. You're like, oh my god, this is the greatest fight I've ever seen.
Oh,
He
wow.
might be
There
my
are some really good
favorite,
fights, yeah.
and then you watch another one. Oh my god, this guy's my favorite.
No, is
Like,
there
you
a
know?
personality like
Okay,
you
wait.
see,
So
like-
let me throw a couple fights for you and let's see who wins this fight. Okay, I'm gonna throw a name on this deal. Okay,
Alright, throw it.
so let's say Habib and Gaethje.
Ooh.
Of course, Khabib, man.
Okay,
Of course. Wow. He said
course.
Honestly, me, I love Habib, but I'm nervous about that fight. I'm nervous as hell.
No.
Okay, let's say
He's an
Cormier.
OV, bro.
Hold on, Cormier or Miocic?
Miocic.
I thought that too.
I think Cormier might pull this off.
What?
Cormier is old,
Yeah, bro.
short, and they fight for money. You know, they don't care about the.
No,
That's
know-
what I've been saying.
no, but you
The
know-
Sheikh Hammer right here, this guy on the screen you see, he is the biggest Cormier fan ever.
I'm not a Cormier
wait,
fan.
wait.
I just think he might.
Wait,
he
wait.
has
I
a
love.
good
I think
possibility.
Cormier is great. He puts the work in. I respect his wrestling, but I think what happened was Miocic did not. He didn't. He underestimated his wrestling.
hands.
Yeah, before,
Hands.
right? But the second time around, he didn't waste no time. I mean, he used his height, he used that reach.
Yep.
He just played him, bro. And like you can't. And that's the same reason why Cormier loses to John Jones all the time because that distance. He can't close it. Unfortunately, height is not on his side. At that weight, he's just not tall enough. That's how I feel about it. I don't know. He can't close that.
Can I ask you a matchup too? I know you probably have a Rolodex.
Speaking of John Jones, I actually went to his camp when I was turning 23.
Yeah, you went to John Wink for a while,
I went
right?
to Jackson Wink for
Jackson
like
Wink,
I
sorry.
had my friends from college that trained there. I went there to train with him, and then the first time I saw John Jones was on my birthday when I turned 23.
Oh wow, how was that?
I looked at him. I was like, damn, I just turned 23, and this guy was a champion at age of 23.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to train hard. Like, you
But
know what
you
I
know
mean?
what's
I'm
crazy?
behind.
I think John, like I'm not a personal fan of him, but I mean, no doubt that he's an athlete at top caliber. But when I look at John Jones, I get sad. I almost want him to come back now because I feel bad for him. I'm like, man, you had everything at your hands, and like just some bad decisions, right? Because
Yeah.
he's so talented.
It's not a bad decision. It's a normal decision. Like he just gotta stop apologizing for it. Like, you know, you just gotta be who you are. He's not a religious person. he acts like a religious person, but you gotta be real to yourself.
No,
and
what I
people
mean-
love him more for that.
What I mean is like, driving under the influence and hitting a pregnant woman.
That's
Driving drunk again, getting caught just right now, testing positive,
shooting, yeah.
like that kind of stuff. Where you're on a superstar level, where everyone's eyes
Yeah.
are on you, you gotta play clean, bro. Like you gotta. I mean,
Yeah.
like GSP was a
His
great
talent-
champ for that, right?
What shocks me is that like people like Dana White don't have like a handler or someone who like how much would it cost him to get a handler?
Dude,
Just to-
he's your prize. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, like, honestly, I would say, have someone shadow him to make sure that he doesn't just do something stupid.
Yeah.
Just to watch his back, not to
just
tell
be
him
his
what to do.
designated driver.
Yeah.
nowadays, independent contractor. Dana White don't care about him. Dana
Yeah.
White don't care about Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? They don't care about them because they can have a new star every month if they want to.
Yeah.
If there's no John Jones, like
They're
they
gonna
can
make
be
another
other
one.
ones.
But I would say this though. I think there are certain fighters that Dana does care about more. Like for example, like Conor McGregor was the money man for him. He put Conor's face on everything.
Yeah.
And like so there's certain fighters that will make him more money than others. But I honestly, for me, I think he views Khabib as a liability because Khabib doesn't fit the mold of a typical
he's
UFC
a
fighter.
superstar killer.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, he took down.
And he's not a hype man. He's not talking about women. He's not talking about like get out and partying.
Yeah.
Like he's always like, oh,
'Cause
I
he's
say
being-
alhamdulillah, you don't like it, right? Like like stuff
Yeah.
like that, And that's not good for the typical UFC fan. I mean, for him in his mind, right?
Yeah.
In Dana White's mind. So I don't think Dana White cares much about Khabib either, right? In that sense, I think he just cares about, well, hey, if I can make money on it right now. But I think he looks at people like Conor and say, I can market this guy.
Yeah.
I can't
He is,
market.
that's what a talent scout actually
Yeah.
is. And
But Khabib
price tag.
has brought an audience from like the Muslim and the Middle
of course,
Eastern
yes.
world that nobody has ever brought.
Yeah, I mean
And
the
he's
Russian
got-
Connect and like that.
So
yeah.
I think in the end, Dana White still sees it as a victory. That despite Conor going down, Khabib brought in a much more larger audience.
billion people. He brought in a billion
Conor
people.
was just bringing Ireland and the Irish of America,
Who do you
right?
think built Fight Island?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So who do you think would win, Gaethje or Conor McGregor? They're both strikers, so
It depends which Conor shows up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing though. I think one advantage though that Gaethje is that he's hard to take down, and I don't think Conor has the power. His chin is tough. Like Justin's chin is really tough,
Unbelievable.
He's a rock,
and
dude.
I don't think Conor has what it takes to knock him out like
No.
that.
I think he has it.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
I mean,
Justin Gage had been stabbed by
Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier, Alvarez,
Yeah.
and then Conor knocked both of them out.
Yeah, that's true.
How about
I mean,
this? Oh, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I just remembered like from his last fight, the amount of hits he took to his face.
Insane.
But was shocking. But again, Max Holloway's power is not the same as Conor's.
Conor, yeah. No, I mean, I just saw the last fight that, I'll be honest though. When I saw Ferguson after that fight, I've never seen Ferguson look like that
Never.
in my life. He was beat up. He looked like GSP after Don Henderson whooped his butt.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, obviously GSP won the fight, but he was black and blue, and I've never seen, Ferguson look like that before.
Age is catching up to him, 37.
But that bad? I mean, dude, Justin whooped
Wait, Ferguson's
him bad.
37?
He's being 37.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's been fighting for a while. I mean, I'm getting wrong. I get that, but I'm saying like, I don't know, man. I just feel like that Justin's got this ridiculous power.
He does.
And he doesn't stop. I mean, that could be his downfall too because he keeps moving forward. He doesn't stop, and he can get caught. I mean, that's for sure, right? He leaves himself open, but that power and that chin that he has,
His chin is insane.
it's just like, it's dangerous. Like, I don't know. I mean, and I think he's a better wrestler than Conor is too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
He's
so-
an All-American, NCAA All-American.
Right. And if Conor, we saw what happened the last time Conor went to the ground. It wasn't pretty, right? Against even Nate and even Khabib, right? So it's not even like he's maybe got a little better with the coach, but it's not natural for him to be on the
He's
ground.
actually improved a little bit, but I don't think he can definitely not hang with Gaethje.
Yeah. So
Gaethje's
I don't know.
crazy.
And that fight might happen, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Who do you want to see fight? Really bad in the UFC, besides you. Aside from we know that's number one, but somebody aside from you. What's a good fight that you want to see that hasn't happened yet, or maybe even a rematch?
Man, honestly, I don't care about the stars in the UFC, man. I really don't care.
No, I get it. You're a
What,
fighter.
what about the legends though? Who would you model your or try to learn something from looking at tapes,
Or
trying
even
to
just
see
character wise, like just pulling out, like just being.
I learned actually growing up. There's a Russian fighter. I know you guys know Fedor Emelianenko.
course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I had his DVDs of his training, his fights,
Nice.
fight days.
Yeah.
What about Crow Cop? You gotta give him.
A lot of
Coke up. I mean, those are like
Yeah.
legendary
They're the
fights,
OGs
man.
there.
a lot of Fedor's training methods were incorporated into mainstream UFC training or MMA training.
Yeah,
Things that
they started.
they started.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed about like Russian and like Central Asian training, it's very technical.
Yeah.
It's not always hard, but it's repetitive. So I mean, do you notice that too about like the
Yes.
training where like they really focus on the technique and just hammering that in over and over again, so it becomes like almost natural.
Yep.
You know,
That's why you have to drill, because keep doing techniques when you're fighting, it just comes out natural. You don't even think about it. Your hands just knows where to go. You know where to dip, when to kick.
Where's Triple G from? He's from Kazakhstan. Right?
Kazakhstan.
He's from Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
It's Kazakhstan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you like watching a lot of his fights too? You like watching
I,
his boxing?
I didn't really find out about him until he fought like big fights, you know. Because when they come up, like you don't really see him.
Yeah.
Only big fights. That's when you start noticing him, you know. Because I'm not a big like boxing fan. Like I watch good fights, but I'm not really big into.
don't
it.
tell me you watch the WWE, bro.
No.
Did you grow up watching it though?
No.
Okay.
I never watched TV growing up.
Yeah.
In America, I just when it came to America, I didn't really watch TV.
I
had no
watched it
cable.
until I figured out it was fake.
There's some people that still think it's real, bro.
Yeah, screw these guys, man. I like
It's
them.
fun though. Like sometimes you watch it, you're just like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
yeah.
fun. Some
Yeah.
techniques, the jumping, backflips. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
Cool
I
stuff.
mean,
There's some
no.
cool
So
stuff.
what I have appreciated out of that now is the athleticism.
Yeah, they're
Like
insane.
the
Yes.
stuff that they do.
Athletes.
So that okay, it may not be real. yeah,
steroids, juice. you
Yeah.
guys
What,
watch.
you used to? No, joke.
I wish, man. I wouldn't be 150 right now.
Wait, what would be your ideal weight to fight at if you wanted to? Like, what size? What weight class would you love to fight at? What would be like your ideal?
Me, 135.
Oh,
That's-
you
You're
that's
talking about in
natural.
UFC, right, more?
Huh?
In UFC?
Yeah.
In the UFC.
You want to be
Like,
135?
asking me? Yeah, 135. That's I'm a natural.
You feel nice and
135er.
strong at that weight?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And like the weight cut's easy for you at that too.
Yes.
So 15 pounds is no problem for you. Could you walk around?
Last 3-4 pounds is hell.
Is it?
Yes.
Mm.
But it's just only few hours, so you gotta get through it. It's
That's
okay.
cool. That's cool. And as of right now, I'm pretty sure, obviously, you're always working on yourself and you never stop working on yourself. What's something that you're working on very specifically right now? Obviously, there's a lot of training, but is there a specific technique or something that you're working on right now?
I'm trying to focus more on my body, on my health more than actually training. I'm trying to get loose on my hips, trying to fix my neck. If you have like back problems, neck problems, I'm trying to get that stronger, my chest and all that. I'm trying to work on my body first.
Try to do a lot of yoga.
Yes,
yoga for
stretching,
fighters?
just lifting right way, like proper lifting. Now you don't want to just like do wrong stuff and you grow up like that. You know, your muscle
Yeah.
is sticking out, otherwise like gone.
Yeah.
You don't want to be. You want to look like sharp.
So let me ask you this though. So speaking of that and getting strong, a body strong, do you think are you thinking about how to train right now to like for longevity? I mean, like now. I mean, I know a lot of young people when they get in, they feel invincible, like they're just gonna go out, balls out, and fight, right? But are you thinking at all about how to train smart so that you have a longer career? Like,
Obviously, yes.
yeah, because I mean, some people just I've seen back. If you've seen the UFC early as it progresses, you've seen guys that just go in headstrong. They don't care. Like they just want to brawl, right? I mean, you see guys.
You
like,
won't last long.
Yeah, I mean, like what's his name? Diego Sanchez.
Diego Sanchez.
yeah.
He's just a brawler, right? I mean, like
crazy,
you
yeah.
can tell he doesn't care about his body at all.
Yeah.
He's to go out and go southpaw, right?
Yeah.
Bust
Well,
it up.
surprisingly, he's been there for a while. He
Yeah.
lasted a while.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
He's
mean,
crazy. I see him training. He does some weird
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen him
Oh,
train
yeah,
before?
he's
he
like
does some
Ferguson
weird
training, right?
stuff.
Jumping over the thing. Like,
Not even that. He does more of a like. He's from New Mexico, Albuquerque, man.
Oh.
That place is weird, man. That
Well,
place-
you
know-
you don't. There's normal people like you don't. If you're normal, like there's no normal people.
Wait,
out
he
there.
was training with Jackson Wink for a while
Yes,
too, right?
he's from New.
Is he still working out there?
No, he's They're crazy, man. They fight. They go there at the gym, and he has some weird coach that never fought in his life. It's just some weird stuff, man. Albuquerque is an interesting place.
Yeah, is it
aliens, man.
So
aliens.
aliens, yeah.
Wow. I started believing the aliens when I went to Albuquerque.
Yeah. I heard about that. They had like what is that Skinwalker Ranch or something? Is that where?
They have aliens walking in the street.
Hopefully they're not illegal aliens. No. What I was gonna say was that I mean, because I feel like the longevity part, I would be thinking about that because I've seen certain fighters have transformed their fighting style from just being all, you know, like just completely striking to being a little bit more defensive and a little bit more focusing on the ground game. And I noticed that. So it's kind of cool that you're thinking about that right now because, you know, you have people think, oh, you're 22 years old. Yeah. 23, right? I think 23? 24, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah. So you would think, oh, I have a long career. But, yeah, it's good to be, like, focused on that. I mean, in that regard.
That's a tricky thing about fighting, though, right?
Yeah.
Is you want to become the best, but when you start getting too careful, sometimes you might get
how much you
too
push
careful.
Yourself. Yeah.
No, but there's some fighters, you see that even some boxing fighters, like if you see some of their documentaries, some fighters, they get a little careful, and then that's where the downfall begins because they're being too careful.
But then again,
it's about fighters. Obviously, he knows better than anybody else. That striking that balance is one of the most difficult things.
But then again, you got
defensive.
someone like a Money Mayweather who, like, I mean, because of an adjustment, he had like a long career
where
he's like,
that, yeah.
And people might call him a coward or he didn't take all the fights, but he's thinking about the money, right?
Oh, yeah, he's all about the money.
He's got that career, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's undefeated. And he took
barely any damage.
Yeah, and he did what's good for him, right?
Yeah.
I think if I was a fighter, I'd be like, hey, none of these people care about me. If I wasn't fighting right now, they wouldn't know my name. They wouldn't care about me. They wouldn't want to do anything for me. So I'm gonna do what's good for me.
He worked the system.
Yeah, work the system. Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, I would do. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I don't know about anything else, but I mean, that's how I feel about it. To be honest.
I mean, if you've seen Floyd Mayweather train in his camps, you look at people around him.
Yeah,
he has everybody. He got his massage people. He got his haircut people.
Yeah,
he has his nail guy people. But he has everybody around him.
He's pampered. Yeah.
He has everything. He doesn't have to do anything else but just throw punches. The rest is they clean up his sweat, his whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
He's got that money.
Because you got that money, and then that's how you gotta do.
You know, I remember like growing up though, like, and you know, so. I guess we look at fighters sometimes and we look at them and we kind of idolize them a little bit. And I remember growing up, like before MMA was really, really big, we had people like Nassim Hamed, who's a boxer, right? And he was like, for me, you know, being Yemeni, I mean, we used to just blow up. Or every time this guy fought, we would pay for
You're talking about Prince, right?
The Prince,
yeah. I remember that guy, man.
Oh my God, dude! Like, and even till now, like, I still go back and watch some of his clips.
Oh yeah, I just watched it last week.
Yeah,
last week I was watching.
And it's just like that kind of, and you know. It's very rare you see fighters that come out with that kind of energy and like just have that long, you know, and like
it's
just,
hard to do that, man. Not everybody can do it.
Yeah.
If you get knocked out, you gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
Is there any time, just getting into the psyche a little bit, whenever you're fighting or when you're in the cage itself, do you ever go through like a war within yourself, like, oh my God, this guy's too difficult, and then you have to overcome that? Because there's a lot of things that happen to a fighter. You know, people always say you could never feel like you're going to lose, but sometimes I think that as a human being, when you're, you know, on the ground, or you feel somebody's power, or you feel like you're in a rear naked choke, and you're like, okay, this is it. Does that ever cross your mind, like, this is it, but then you kind of get out of that mindset?
Mindset is, for me, works like that. When my manager sends me a name, he says, okay, we have this guy that, you know, you're gonna fight him. When I hear his name, that's the only time I'm scared to death. I'm like, oh my God, who is this guy? You look him up, and you're like, whatever, man. That's the only time I'm really like scared. I don't know if it's scared or nervous or what. I don't know what
anxiety,
it is.
Yeah, suspense.
Anxiety, that's true.
Ah, yeah.
And then once I know I'm fighting this guy 100%, after that I have no fear, I have no nervous, nothing.
Because not even walking in the ring, in the cage.
Because you already know you have no other choice. You cannot back down from it.
Yeah.
You already know you're gonna fight him, so why there's no reason for you to be scared.
I guess what I'm asking, too, sorry to cut you off, I think it's fear of loss. A lot of people have that fear of losing.
You shouldn't have that.
No, you shouldn't. You're right. But does that ever cross your mind and you have to fight yourself?
Of course, it crosses your mind every night, every day until the fight.
Yeah. So walk us, because this is something unique for a fighter. like not everybody has the experience of having to train and then that build up and then coming up to a fight. Talk us through like a fight night, like a night the day before you're about to fight, and like the whole build up, like what you go through. What's your routine that you go through, like mentally and physically before? How do you relax and how do you calm before a fight? Like how do you prepare for a fight?
You just gotta think about where you came from and what you're fighting for.
Yeah.
That's all. You just gotta think about, hey man, this kid's like me. I'd be like, this kid did not grow up like I did. You know what I mean? I'm tougher than them. I know they didn't train like me. I know I train more than them. And then you got it. You know what I mean?
It's a part of the hype up.
Yeah, it's part of the hype up. You just
so
gotta,
after you make weight, this is kind of what's going through your mind while you're even eating and putting some weight back on and all
no,
that kind of
after the
stuff.
wake up, I'm just thinking about food.
That's it.
That's it. I don't care about the fight.
What
Do
do you crave after your weight cut? Like what do you crave after your after
Man,
sauna?
after
Everything?
wake up, like, man, water.
Drink tons
The
of water.
water tastes like you guys, it's just hard to explain the taste of water until you make weight. It's just like, you know, we fast as a
Yeah.
that fasting, you know, first thing you do is drink the water, right?
Yeah. Remember
How
that,
does
right?
it taste? Imagine
Oh.
you doing that for 3-4 days.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That
Wow.
the water tastes like you pick. If they put 1 pound of gold or water, you pick a water.
So I think even like the last day, you probably don't eat anything, right?
No.
24 hours is just
Yeah,
water?
The funny part is after weigh-ins, you don't even want to eat anything. You have to make yourself to eat and drink. That's the
So let
funny
me
part.
ask you this though. So I mean, I noticed like for example, like you know, in Ramadan it's nowhere like the fast than you guys do, but in Ramadan, like you know, it's like you know sometimes 15, 16 hours. If you eat like right away and too much, you just hurt. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like you
Wanna
just
go
feel
to
like throwing
sleep?
up. How do you deal with that? Like how
You
do you
have to eat like slow. You want to eat. First thing you want to do is put some liquid in your body. You want to do like
Wait, what
every
did you say? Put some liquor in your body?
No, liquid.
Oh, I thought you said liquor. I was like, wait, hold on, dude.
Good old Johnny
You start
Walker.
getting drunk before the fight.
Yes.
No,
You
no,
wanna
feel
put
no
some-
pain.
You want to put
Put
some water in your body.
Yeah.
But slow though. You gotta do very slow every 2 hours. Until the fight, you want to eat every 2 hours, little by little by little.
So
Like,
what
little.
type of food do you eat? Do you just eat
You
like,
want to eat mostly after the weigh-ins. I like to eat carb,
Carbs, right? Pasta.
like pasta, chicken, like
rice. Pizza.
rice. No pizza.
No
No
pizza.
pizza.
No
Pizza
pizza?
is gonna stay in you.
Pizza doesn't fill you. It's just
Plus, yeah, I think a lot of the cheese too. A lot of fighters don't
You
like
want
the
to get
cheese.
like sugar. You want to get the sugar and salt back in your system.
Yeah. What about some candy bars? You use candy bars?
Candy bars definitely fried. I like to eat fries.
What's your favorite candy bar? Snickers?
Cadbury.
Yeah,
Twix?
Yeah, Twix, Snickers, everything.
But my question is, after your fight, after you win, what do you eat?
Usually, with my brother Adele, he takes me to pizza.
Ooh, what
We go
kind of
to
pizza you guys?
Giordano's.
I hope you make him pay.
Giordano's?
Yes,
I hope
he
you make
takes
him
me-
pay.
He, of course, he pays every time. That's like a tradition. Whereas every after a fight, we go to eat pizza. But we didn't do that last 2 fights because we've been busy. You know, I've been trying to figure out my life, and then he's been doing his, and so we have to do that next time, yo.
Inshallah.
Shout out to Adele.
Yeah. So when is the next fight?
We're waiting. It could be any time. It could be next week. could
So
be
you're in
after a
fight
month.
shape right now.
Yes.
Oh,
So if you were
so-
called for a fight tomorrow, you go. Get
Yeah.
Wait.
go.
So talk about that for a minute. So wait. So let's say you're waiting in the UFC. Does that mean you won't take any other agency to fight? Like let's say if you have a local promotion, you won't
You don't
take that
want
fight.
to. Why
yeah,
would
I
you
know. I
want
know that
to?
you would. Want,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm saying, but then wouldn't you feel like, hey, if I'm, because UFC is not guaranteed. So what if I just lose my fight time now because I'm wasting time waiting for?
Well, it depends on what situation you are in.
Yeah.
If
So you feel like
you
you're right there.
You cannot just think to yourself, "Oh, I'm gonna be in the UFC." Like obviously,
That's what I'm
people
saying, right? Like you can sit there
obviously
waiting for
people-
years.
Yeah, people like messaging you, they're telling you, "Yo, stay ready." Managers are telling you to stay ready.
Your
stay
manager's
ready.
telling you right now, stay ready.
Yes,
That's pretty dope, dude.
he made me do my medicals and all that.
Oh, we forgot to ask you before you came. Did you clear for coronavirus, positive or negative? How are you now, bro?
I don't know about that yet. I don't know. I actually did the test. Like,
Hey, if you test positive, we'll give you the nickname the virus.
Yeah, it's called the virus.
The virus.
the virus.
Just not
How you
an
like that? You
STD.
like the virus?
Hopefully not.
I did the test. Like,
that would be horrible.
I did the test like 2 weeks ago. I still
Yeah.
didn't get the results. I don't know what's going on with that.
No, you should be fine. If you took it 2 weeks ago and you're still healthy, you're good. You,
Oh,
inshallah,
yeah.
you don't have it.
Nah.
You're young anyways, bro. It's
I feel
okay.
like
Just fight it
at
off.
this point
Yeah.
anybody will get
Just
it.
sleep it
and-
off. You'll be all right.
Yeah. That's what you
No,
happens.
I mean, no, that's good though. I mean, it's exciting. I mean, I can't imagine what me being if I was 24 years old again, going through this whole.
Oh
I mean,
my
I was so
Lord.
excited. I wouldn't sleep at night.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish something was around like the UFC when I was younger because I definitely would.
It was, but it was just ways. It was something that we would hear about, like at gym or at the
no.
lockers. We would talk about like well, who was fighting back then?
Hoist Gracie.
Shamrock.
Hoist Gracie.
or
Hoist
Gracie,
Gracie.
yeah.
But we barely got to.
No, but you don't get paid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying right now, like, you could actually have a career out of.
That's
doing
what I'm saying,
right?
yeah.
And it gave me an outlet. Instead of going out and doing dumb stuff that we did, I don't want to go in the past, but dumb stuff, I get myself in trouble
Don't
on
point
purpose.
at me, bro. Point at someone
No,
else.
I'm saying like
Point at
I
yourself,
mean,
bro.
I'm talking about
Point
like
yourself.
dummy. Anyway, no, but I'm just saying I do dumb stuff. I end up in the hospital, stitches on my head, got run over by a car. I'd rather put the energy and go into fighting, you know what I mean? I would have done that, you know? And I feel like that's, if I was 24 right now in your position, I'd be super excited.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd be walking around.
No, but he looked very mature. He looks like he's handling it very well.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you are mature. If I was your age, I'd be like, yeah, give me a fight now. I'd be like sitting there like, just
No,
take
he's
anything.
a smart dude. He's a smart dude.
Yeah, mashallah.
You have
good.
to. I feel like this is such a bad business game. I just hate it so much because you lose a lot of people on the way that you made from the beginning. You lose them at the end of the way. A lot of them, like, people around you only when you win. Honestly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
That's
Only
really losing
the
people along
truth.
the way.
Only the true people will stay with you after you lose.
Yeah. And
We'll
you know-
always stay with you.
Yeah,
No matter
we,
what.
we just met him today, bro.
Yes.
No.
But you have experience with that, or people?
Of course.
No,
of
but you know,
course.
I always think, I think it's, I think it's not like life though.
We don't have any other MMA fighters who want to come on the show.
Shut up. No, listen. No. What a D-bag. No, listen. No, but I think even that's true for life in general, right? Like, I mean, like,
We got Ricardo, baby.
if you're doing good
forgot
in life,
about us.
if you have money, people hang out with you. If you didn't have money, people will hang out with you, right?
No.
It's a lot like life, right? And I've learned, like, I mean, me growing up, and this is just some, like, being some 40-year-old man talking about growing up, but I had a lot of friends growing up, and I realized every time I stopped partying, I stopped doing certain things, I stopped doing that, they were gone from me.
Yes, because
They
you're
were
not
gone.
doing what they doing. You know what I mean?
Like,
You
the
guys
only thing
don't-
we had in common was what we
Yes.
used to do, the things that were bad for me.
Yes.
Right? But, like, and now I got, like, 3 or 4 friends. Like, a couple of these guys right here, I've known for 20 plus years. That's all I need. I don't need
Yes.
a whole crowd of people around me.
I have a friend like that.
Yeah.
I know. I have a my friend. His name is Kanat. He's from Kazakhstan. I know this kid from
Kanut?
high school.
KNUT?
Kanat. Ko. We call him Ko.
Nice.
He can't say it.
Shout-
He's trying
shout
to
out-
say
shout
it.
out
Look
to
at him.
KO, yeah.
I'm
Say
pronouncing
it. Say the name.
Cannot.
Yes.
I got it.
I met him in New York high school. When I went to high
okay.
school, he was the first guy I met. I'm like, okay, he speaks Russian. We can have some common. I don't speak English, so he can be friends. But he was a badass kid in Brooklyn.
yeah?
He was like into like, some bad things. But now I know him almost 7 years. And then when I lived in Brooklyn, he disappeared somehow. Like, I lost this kid. I'm like, what happened to him? He got
So
disappeared.
big, you can lose people and move, right?
Yeah, and then I moved to Chicago, and then I had him on Facebook, and he checked in on Facebook. I'm like, dude, I'm like 10 minutes away from you. Like, holy shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
And
that's
then
crazy.
I message him, and then he comes to my house. We meet up, and then I'm like, okay, blah blah. And then I go to college, and I come back, and then he takes me to his Top Notch. He took me to Top Notch, my first gym, and then that's how everything started.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's crazy how fate
Even
works,
yes,
man.
even right now, like we fight all the time. We argue all the time over some stupid stuff. Even when we spar, I'm trying to kill him. I'm trying to knock him out. Like, you know what I mean? He's trying to do the same thing to me, but it's fun. At the end of the bell rings, we're like, go fight.
Yeah.
I got you next time.
Yeah. So talk about so since you mentioned that, just talk about, a lot of people don't, and of course we don't realize it either, but up to the build up, there's a lot of trash talking between fighters sometimes, but a lot of times you'll find like fighters actually embrace each other or like just are cool with each other after the fight. Do you feel? Is that genuine? Like when you get done with a fight, do you respect that fighter you just fought and like actually give him a handshake or like? Because you see a lot, right, on TV or after fights,
Hugging,
where
all that
people
kind
they
of
hug
stuff.
it out, or
But
they
not just that, there's
congratulate.
also like an exchange between eyes and like
Like camaraderie.
No. During the fight, there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's
rage.
there's stuff
Yeah.
that's happening that we as an audience we're not seeing.
Oh, yeah.
There's that
They're
communication with the
talking.
eyes. There's even like disrespect that might be happening. Some kind of mind games that might be happening.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like
yeah.
during the fight, I'm sure there's a trash talk and smack talk and whatever it is. But at the end of the fight, like a lot of them end up just just showing camaraderie and just like shaking hands and putting that bygone hugging each other out. Do you feel that after a fight, or when you get done fighting somebody, you want to just still kill them?
It depends. When you're coming up, I don't think you have a right to talk shit, like crap to each other, because nobody cares about you. You're nobody. Like, you know what I mean? You should just stay humble, keep your head down, and just fight. Try to beat him. After you beat him, okay, whatever, hug it out, because you just ended his career. You know, if you lose when you're coming up, it's just very hard to make it to the top. Once you make it to the top, then you can talk, and you know, whatever. But when you're coming up regional, you're like a local fighter. If you're talking like trash to your opponents, that's like, dude, like you're just trying to be somebody that you're not. You cannot do that. There's a lot of MMA fighters in Illinois that so weird. They like amateurs. They talk crap on me. Like I'm like, dude, like I just like you like why would you do that? Like my gym is like 20 minutes away from you. Like come spar with us. Like just sparring. But they're never gonna do that.
So just
And they talk crap like on Facebook.
Yeah,
like, holy cow, Facebook. Like, they're commenting on my post, like putting like smiley face. I'm like,
I was reading some of the comments on your YouTube too.
Dude, you know what? I'm not gonna lie though.
on YouTube it's whatever is global, but on Facebook, come on, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I stalk Connor's Twitter. I leave him dumb comments all the time. I'm like,
Yeah, but
come
Twitter,
we gonna whoop your
Twitter,
butt.
yeah.
Come we gonna whoop your butt, bro.
But these
Yeah,
are
no, it's okay.
Yeah,
but
I know. I get it. These other fighters. No, but I guess what I'm asking though is like, let's say you met one of these guys who was talking crap to you, and like you had a fight scheduled with him. You went to the fight after all that talking crap he was doing to you. After the fight, would you just like hug it out? I mean, would you still be pissed at the guy?
honestly, I never had any opponents like talking crap
That's
to me.
good.
So it
That's
was
good.
like it's usually like I fight, but usually sometimes like after you beat them, they get disappointed and then they just get mad. That's what pisses me off. Like you just lost, you gotta just keep your head down, and just walk out. Like you cannot like.
You probably get
check your
opponents sometimes that
mouthpiece,
don't
like-
shake your hand afterwards and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it depends on what someone said to me, but if someone
You don't need to
said-
shake hands after the fight. If you
Yeah.
lost, it's just walk out.
Yeah.
That's his time. That's his time in the cage. Let him be. That's his time.
Yeah.
You don't want to get involved. You lost, just get out.
Yeah,
Like, you know what
I mean, it depends on the trash talking for me. Like, if I was in a fighter and someone was talking about my family or something, I would never forget.
Yeah, you
that
should
guy.
never talk about family.
Yeah, but I'm
so,
saying,
yeah.
but there are people who do that. Like, they just hit low because
Yeah.
they're trying to get. They use the excuse of getting in your mind, right? Like, oh, I'm trying to get in his mind. But for me, there's certain lines you don't cross.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm never gonna respect you if you're willing to
Yes.
cross that line to be a fighter and to get in my mind or to try
Yeah.
to get an advantage. I can't respect you.
But it's also about selling the fight too, right?
Yeah,
Don't
but I'm
sell
saying,
the fight to be all
but
crazy.
Still, there's lines.
Yeah, of
right.
course
I mean,
there's
where I
lines.
come from,
Of
like,
course.
you don't say that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right? And I don't care how good the other guy is. I'm not gonna respect him.
Yeah.
Because if it takes you that attitude to try to beat me, right, in that way, then I can't respect you.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I got
So,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
But, yeah. Anyways,
All right,
So,
guys.
do you have anybody want to give a shout out to?
Well, I want to give shout out to a few people.
But you got a whole list, huh?
Yeah,
Put it
I
out,
got
baby.
a whole-
Yeah,
I
go
got
ahead,
a
man.
whole list.
It's your time to shine.
Yes, I got I have this very I mean, first of all, I gotta give a shout out to my Adil brother. I mean, this guy helped me a lot. Like, I mean, honestly, like, we're like totally like different people. Like, he's like I mean, cultural, whatever. But he's like I just don't understand why he does that. You know what I mean? He's such
Mashallah.
he just.
Tell me about younger brother.
Adil, yeah, he just helps me a lot. I don't even know why he does it. You know what I mean? And then he always hooking me up with like, I mean, there's a lot of you have as like MMA, like you need connections, like you need people like that around you, like, you know.
He's a sweetheart. I mean,
He's
you're
a-
seeing him
he's a sweetheart.
in UFC, but I see him around the mosque and different areas of the community. He's always helping out wherever he can. So
So Sim's
Yeah.
younger brother
yeah,
and Adil are basically the same age. He's like,
Well, he doesn't help me, so I don't care about him.
Buffalo Soldier.
I wish we had another camera so we could just do a little
Why-
zoom in on you.
Why don't
But
you just come over here real quick? Just come on, don't be shy.
It's all right.
He's
He's humble,
we're
baby.
gonna
That's why
have
he's humble.
He's gonna be a silent assassin.
Yeah.
that's,
So what else?
Yeah, I mean, that could be the next Faraz Zahabi. You never know, man. You know, just hiding out in the camp in the
yeah,
back. You never know, right?
Zahabi
You know, just in the background, open the camp,
in the shadows.
shh, moving silence. You know, like you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
Cool,
so
cool.
anyone else want to make a shout out to?
Well, the shout out to doctors that, I mean, what's his name here? Dr. Shahzad
Okay.
and Dr.
Wait, Dr.
Bindu.
Shout out?
Yes.
Dr. Shahzad.
Oh, Shahzad.
Shahzad, yeah.
Give big shout out to them for, you know, helping me with my physical, but like, I mean, not physical, whatever, just being a good person, like being a good human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just helping, if they see a young person like trying to do something in his life, they actually taking their time and helping, like, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of people like that,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
but, you know, there's a special thank you for them.
Awesome,
All
man.
right.
Thank you, man.
Sounds
Cool.
good, man. No, and honestly, thanks for coming out. I know that there's probably a bunch of people reaching out to you, and you, us little guys, you came out and helped us
Man,
out.
I can talk about this stuff like for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I'd love
Awesome,
to.
man.
I mean,
can
but
talk about this all day long.
yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of things that I want to say, but I kind of forgot.
No, that's
Honestly,
cool.
We'll get you back.
This is my first podcast that I ever did.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, it's not that I didn't have opportunities before. I had it, but I didn't take it because I'm like, I cannot give you anything because
Cool.
I'm not doing anything in my life. Like, I'm nobody. Like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
cannot go to your show.
But let me tell you something. Hold on. Before you think that, I'll tell you. Even if you weren't a UFC fighter, just the fact that your life growing up in Uzbekistan and coming out here and like just going through the struggle, that in itself is a story.
Yeah.
Be proud of that, man. Even if you make nothing out of UFC,
The thing is, I'm not the only one.
it doesn't matter. It's your story, bro. Own it. I mean,
Yes.
for me, who wants to listen to me, a dumbass Arab Indian guy just running his
I
mouth?
want to hear you.
No, I mean, but you know, everybody has their story, their own truth, right? And I think it's interesting. I think to me, it's crazy to me. You know, sometimes people who are born here, we overlook that. Like we're like, man, what do we have in front of us? Like it humbles me to hear like when you have to go through stuff like that, and I appreciate what I have, right?
Yeah.
Because people don't realize that, man.
Yes,
And
that's
it's
why like as like coming up like for an interview, like they call you for an interview. I'm like, what do you want me to say? Like I'm like, what do you want me to say from me? Like I'm not a superstar.
Be
That's
like
why-
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I usually don't talk to women unless I
Yes.
fornicate with them.
There's a lot of right now everybody wants to be on social media, post pictures, they're doing that, but they're not even winning a fight, especially they coming up. They're doing all these things except working and training. They're on social media, promoting, giving interviews, doing all that, going to fight and losing, getting knocked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
example, I mean my last opponent, you know, he was like, if he beat me, he would be in the UFC a long time. He was 10-0, like #1 and blah blah, all that stuff.
Who was the last one?
Yeah, my last guy.
Who
you know?
was he?
I'm not gonna mention
Okay,
the name,
all right,
whatever.
Hey.
He was like one of that trash talking guys. You know what I mean? He would be like, I heard a lot of times like always talking trash about the gym. Even his coach is like, even his coach, like you have no credential to be a coach. Like who are you as a coach? Do you have a black belt?
Shots
have
fired.
you like not even that? Like have you even like I'm telling the truth. Like there's no shots fired. Have you ever won any fight like professional? What's your credential? Are you a black belt at something? Are you like professional athlete? Or are you like national champion, Olympic champion, or world medalist? Or who are you? You just open the gym and you trashing other coaches, like other gyms. Like I think that's just so bad. I think you have to just keep your, you know, head down, train hard, and
Yeah.
everything else will come. You win, everything else will come.
Smart man.
You win, people will come around you. The podcast, the news, interviews, everything will come, but in the next level. You don't have to, you know, you're not gonna give interview to people that only want people watching you. You know what I mean? You want to give interview to at least 1,000 people watching you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to just go and talk to like ghosts. You know, that's some shame.
Oh,
You better spend your time in the gym training than talking for no reason.
I got you.
You know
I
what I
got
mean?
you. Yeah, I
Smart
like
man.
that.
You know,
It's not just training, anything. If you're working or a businessman, you know, do your business first. You know what I mean? Make your
Yeah.
money first.
Handle yourself
Gr-
first,
grade
right? Handle
your-
your business, right?
You know,
Yeah.
get your numbers like, you know, zeros up in your bank account. Then
Yeah.
talk about it. Like, you know what I mean?
You know,
If
you know,
got-
one of the coolest things that I saw was Firas Zahabi on Rogan's show, and he was able to navigate so many different conversations, different areas, philosophy, science, all kinds of different subjects, and these are things that, you know, when you as you progress in your career, you don't necessarily have to find out, you know, pursue those specific hobbies or things that he's into. But whatever you're into, it looks like a guy like you can just go at it 110% and become an expert in another field as well. Whatever it is, maybe it's playing the flute. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, the
Just give an
Antichrist
example.
plays the
He's
flute.
giving it-
We don't want to talk about that. No. So
One thing you'll know when you come back on the show is he goes off on these things where he doesn't know where he's going sometimes. You gotta.
It's a lot of
yeah,
fun.
no, but
it's a lot of fun.
what I
That's
like
the
is
point, man. You can talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I try to tell him, but he wants to cut you off already.
people who have the ability to become experts at something, they are also able to become experts at other things, and they become polymaths. And
I don't know what that means.
and-
I'm dumb, dude.
No.
So I
You're
don't know
right,
what
you're
that
right.
means.
You don't know what a polymath means?
I just don't know about being expert in anything.
Okay. Says the guy who just set up the cameras in like 2 hours last night.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways.
so
Anyways.
no. I mean, I know what. Are we trying to wind this down, Sim, or what?
Yeah.
I mean, because okay, I was
You
gonna
got,
ask some other things.
go ahead. You got.
No, I mean, I was just gonna ask him some other things, but I don't want to open a whole book if you're gonna wind it down. So we'll just wait for
Let's
next
go,
time.
man.
Let's,
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's do it. he's down.
Okay. No, I mean, I was no. So there are things that. What is the biggest thing that you would say right now? Like, if you are the lessons you've learned out of being in the MMA world now. Like, what would be the first thing you tell somebody who was coming into the world, like in the MMA world? What would be your first piece of
starting
advice?
Train your ass off. Shut your mouth and train. Hire coaches. Stop. Don't act like you know everything. Go get your ass whooped by the legit fighters. You know what I mean? Get your ass whooped every day. You know what I mean? Get your leg kicked and dropped by leg kicks every day. But you gotta go back and train more and more, because you keep doing that and you're gonna go to easy fights. You're not gonna feel those punches because you got hit harder. You know what I mean? And then when you lose, you gotta come back. The hardest thing is after you lose a fight, you're like, oh my god, I did all this work, now I gotta do it again. I gotta start all over again from the zero. That's like the hardest part, but you gotta do it.
So how do you deal with the loss? Like, I mean, let's say you just fought Omar and that was a tough fight for you, and that was, you trained hard, and you know
that loss, I took it easy because I knew, I was like, man, I took this fight, I was like, I wasn't ready for a big show. The coach was keep putting the thing in my mind, oh, you the best, you're gonna beat him, blah 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 blah. But he wasn't really like training me, like, you know what I mean? He wasn't really like teaching me the art of fight, like, you know what I mean? You have to. It's just so weird to explain. I just learned that recently. It took me like 4 years to learn that the art of fight, like actually when to throw a punch, how to throw the mindset. He didn't tell me that. Like he's
probably trying to build your confidence just by saying this and that. But
yeah,
so that was,
fighting
the confidence will only take you so much. Like, you know, it will only take you one round or 30 seconds. You know.
So that was more of a learning experience for you.
Dope saying.
No, but so that was more of a learning experience for you.
Yes,
then?
it was like, oh, I'm suck. That's what I said to myself. I'm like, I'm garbage. I have to go back. I have to go to other coaches. I gotta start working with boxing people. I gotta get stronger. My cardio, I got tired. I gotta get stronger, faster. I gotta run more. I just knew, I was like, I wasn't good enough yet. I knew that, and then this just loss proved it to me. Even though your coach tells you stuff, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. But deep inside, you know you're not good enough. You know what I mean? It's
so
not a bad thing. If you know you're not good enough, it's good that you train for it, get better. You have a goal. You cannot stop there.
So you could, I guess what you're trying to say is that you can actually see like how people can take advantage of your weaknesses. You can see it in action right there.
No,
right?
it just helps you who you are. It just tells you. It just tells you you're not good enough, bro. Go train. Stop talking.
Put in the work first.
Put in the work first.
That's his philosophy, man.
Yeah.
Put in the work first, talk later, right?
I see like a lot of people tell me, oh man, you gotta work on your social media, you gotta do that. I'm like, dude, I don't care about that. Like, you know what I mean?
Those are nerds.
I know I'm gonna win a fight, and that's what's gonna help me. You do social media, we need people like you.
Yeah.
So you work on the social media, I'm gonna work in the gym.
Dude, I'll be honest. Like, if you win a fight, people will Google you on social media and they'll find you and they'll add you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I swear to God, there's so many. And I'll be honest, because on so many of the preliminary cards, I watch some great fighters, and I just go search them on YouTube. I'm like, oh, let me add them. And I just add them, and I'm like, yo, start talking to them because I feel like, yo,
exactly.
they're
They
worth
see
it.
you, like,
yeah,
you're promoting your like your local to your neighbors. They don't care about you.
Yeah,
like,
I
you know
mean,
what I mean?
no, I want. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, especially now, as long as you have an account open, that's fine. But I think, in honesty, when you prove yourself out to the world, like, people are gonna find you no matter what.
Yeah.
Before that, I fought Umar, I had like 1,000 or 900 followers. After I fought him in one day, I went up to like 3,000-4,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Just one day.
Wow.
I had like 2,000 views on my stories. I'm like, holy cow. Like, you know what I mean?
What league? What organization was that for?
PFL.
Oh, PFL. Okay, all right. And that's out of England or no?
No, it's American.
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's right. It's
American.
American.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is Omar out now of PFL?
No, he's actually in the UFC. He's supposed to
Yeah,
fight.
UFC, yeah.
He's supposed to fight.
Oh,
but
that's the NBC one, right? They hosted on NBC, I think.
I don't
The
know.
PFL, yeah.
Yeah. He's supposed to fight UFC. I think July something, but I mean they lost their coach, so they all pulled out from the fight. I mean, it's a tough, you know. I watched this coach's interviews. Very, very smart. He was a very smart machine.
His father, you mean?
The machine. Like the father was the pure machine.
Yeah.
Like a smart, educated person.
Yeah.
He wasn't just street like trainer. He was an educated person. He actually had like university degrees. You know, he was I mean, he interviewed mostly in Russian. Not everybody understand that. But
I saw some of those. Where he's
But there's-
talking about even like about how to deal
Like
with opponents and like how to even just being humble in the
Yes,
victory
he was
and loss.
the one thing is like really was interesting. Like they asked him, "Are you proud of your son? Like, does your son makes you proud?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Why something that God gave him that I have to be proud of?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's something God gave him. Like, you know what I mean? I have nothing to do with that. I cannot be proud of
That's
it.
tough as
Yeah,
nails.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Gotta
So
be tough as
speaking
nails.
of that, I mean, just if it's a little personal, let me know. But how does that whole thing play into with you now? I mean, you said like, you know, the spiritual aspect of it, like being a fighter. How do you balance that with like your own spirituality? Like when you go in and prepare, like how do you? Is there a conversation you have? Do you pray or something? I mean, before you go into a
No,
fight,
I
like what
just
do you
have
do?
I just have a great support behind me. I have a like I mean, thank God, like I'm not like I don't have to work or pay rent. You know, I have my brother. Like without my brother, I wouldn't be here. That guy
Definitely.
works. He takes care of me. My dad, like they work together. You know, I don't have they work, so I don't have to work. They know they see something in me, so they let me do whatever I want.
Oh, so your family's completely supportive of you. being-
Yes, my
That's
dad.
tough. That's really good
Very
because-
Yeah.
supportive.
Yeah, because
Very.
a lot of guys, you see, I mean, I remember watching earlier on, like, just, you know, in like the, you know, like the early on the UFC fight, you know, the what do they call them? For UFC Ultimate Fighter,
Yeah.
right? You would find people that were like living out of their cars, like
Yes,
they couldn't make, they didn't have
yeah.
proper health insurance, and they were
Yes.
just, and so that's a really big advantage for you that
Yes.
you
Yeah,
have
that's
that.
beautiful.
I know a
man.
lot of fighters that live in their car and blah blah. They live in the gym. I had people living in my gym, like for 3 years.
Yeah.
I
But
remember
even
that.
though they live in the gym, they didn't do anything with their life. They still went back to their wherever they came from. They didn't change anything. They wasted 3 years of their life just living in the gym. They could be working, making money, having their own place instead of
Dang.
living in a car. You instead of wasting your time in the gym. They thought they were gonna be young forever. They came to gym when they were 23, 24. They left the gym when they're 30, 28, doing nothing with their life. And then we told them every day, "Yo, what are you doing, bro? Let's train. Let's train." "Oh, no, it hurts. This hurts. That hurts." Whatever.
They just,
Same thing in life. Some people don't want to get up to go to work.
some people are just lazy, man.
Some people just lazy.
Yeah.
They
So
want to
do you,
sleep
do you
30
fight
minutes.
a lot and train a lot through like injuries and a lot of pain and stuff too?
Every day, I get up every day, my body hurts.
Really?
Every day. I get up every day sore. I don't want to get
What about like joint injuries or like ribs and
well,
jaw?
injuries comes and goes, you know. I had when I went to camp like last month, first day in training, I separated my AC joints on my shoulder. First day,
Wow.
separated, first degree. I fixed that in 2.5 weeks.
Damn.
Wow.
It took me 2.5 weeks to fix that because I couldn't even lift my shoulder.
Get
Man.
out.
I couldn't even put my socks on and take my t-shirts off.
That's crazy.
It was that bad.
I ripped part of my scapula one time, the muscle over there, and I couldn't even hold a milk gallon for like. It took me a couple, 2-3 months to just do rehab.
I couldn't hold the
Get
pen
out.
and lift.
Yeah, I mean,
And I had to every day,
wow.
non-stop,
Wait,
keep working.
You were working out when that happened?
Yes.
Get out.
Yes, I had to make it stronger. I had to keep moving it because more you move it, the blood goes through.
So
the
you were getting
joints.
therapy too from a doctor while you were working out?
No therapy, none.
Get out.
I would just
Yeah, it's called the
icing it.
Uzbek therapy. You just
Just
working out.
icing it and just working on it.
So, what is the worst injury you've had?
Thank God, nothing worse, man.
Thank
Good.
God.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank God.
Good. Lucky
Yeah.
you, man.
I'm so lucky. I mean, when I was like, growing up, I had like few. My knee used to
Yeah.
pop out, all that
Yeah.
because my knees were weak. That's why they used to pop out. They couldn't handle the training that I was putting in. Then I had to, get my
Build the
knees
muscle
stronger,
up, yeah.
build the muscle around it, get it stronger. I mean, thank God I'm 25. I never had any bad injuries or never broke anything, nothing.
Yeah, that's good, man. Alhamdulillah, that's good.
That's good for you, man.
Yeah, no, because a lot of, I look back at it because people don't realize sometimes even if you train right, you build right, there are accidents that happen. Like,
Yeah.
remember when, Silva, when he fought Weidman, Weidman, yeah, and he kicked him with that
Broke
shin,
his
and
shin.
oh my God, bro, we saw it live on TV.
That was
I'm like,
horrible.
oh,
I
did
saw
you
that
see his
too.
shin?
I
Huh?
saw that live too.
Oh
That
my
was
God, we were like,
insane.
and we were like, oh my God, he's gonna whoop him right, and then I was so, because I love Spider. I mean, I think he's an all-around great fighter, entertainer to watch.
You know
And-
what they say? What if you break your shin like that? It will heal so strong that you will
Yeah.
never break it again.
But he was back running in like 6 months. I just followed Instagram. He was like out there training and running.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. But I mean, like, yeah, apparently, yeah, because it
The
calcifies.
calcium,
Yeah,
calcium
so it
gets
becomes
built up,
stronger.
It gets
Yeah.
so strong. You would never break that again.
But the thing is, like, you have to imagine, like, if I would kick someone out, my shin broke, and I was looking at my own shin, it was wobbly. I was
that's
like, oh my
disturbing,
god,
bro.
bro. Like, I mean,
Forget that.
yeah, it was
I'd
like
be
just
mad.
broke. You know what I mean? Like, you would just
I'd be
think,
mad.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd be mad and scared. Yeah, but I mean, so that's good, alhamdulillah. You didn't have any major, any major injuries. Do you have anything that you want to wrap up with though? Besides, like, anything you want to talk about?
Well,
a message?
honestly, hey, I mean, obviously, it's my first podcast. Thanks for having me here. You know,
Oh man,
I'm pretty sure we're
anytime.
gonna come back again.
Just don't forget us when you get big, man.
No, I never do that. Adele always tells me, "Hey, you better not forget about me when you get big." Yeah, like I'm like,
Because people
how
leave
can
us
I do
behind. We're the
that?
small guys.
I'm like, how can I do that? You know what I mean? It's just,
No, man.
I'm just
no,
thanks
thank
for
you so
having
much.
me here. Like, it was blast.
Thank you,
You
man.
know, I wish you
What a
guys,
good
I wish you
experience.
guys best. I hope you guys get even
Oh
bigger.
yeah, we'll support,
Thank you.
man. We're gonna be
even
behind
bigger,
you, bro. Yeah.
Get more views on Facebook. I mean, YouTube. You know,
Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
get millions and millions of views.
Inshallah.
No,
Yeah,
it was a
we'll
really
see.
good
Inshallah.
having you. It was good. It was really good having you, man.
That's all I gotta say. I mean, shout
Yeah,
out
man.
to whoever's with me. They
very
know.
nice.
Thank you.
They know.
Yeah, and screw the haters.
Yeah, for those who are
We need the
watching,
haters.
make sure you guys like, subscribe, and all that. But drop a comment and give him a nickname. Let's get him a nickname.
Yeah, let's find a nickname for him.
Yeah, let's get some polls
Yeah,
going or
follow me on
something.
Instagram
I feel like calling you
first.
the pretty boy. I don't know why.
Nah.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna find you a good nickname, man.
It
Yeah.
has to be. I want to say it has to be like Uzbek related.
No,
Yeah.
you get your nickname when the time is coming. You know, time
Yeah.
will come. You get your nickname.
Somebody will
Alright.
name you. No, you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna have like one of those amazing fights, and they're gonna know his quality, and it's gonna come out from that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
inshallah, man.
right? It'll come out from like we're gonna identify what that strong point is, and you know, I mean, Habib was he became the eagle because he just jumped out the stage and like, you know, he got up in Connor's face, his boy's face, right? So I mean, that kind of stuff happens, right? So you'll just figure it out, man. You know?
Yeah, my dad does. We thought about it. My dad was like, "Nah, I don't want a nickname for you." He's like, because the name that you have, because he named me after my great uncle that died in the war, like 1989, 86, the Russian
Oh.
Afghan war. So he named me after him.
Wait,
so
the Russian
he's
what
like,
war?
Russian,
You know,
Okay, in the 80s.
1980s, like Russian and Afghanis, like, you know.
Oh,
how they-
Afghan war. Okay, yeah. No, I thought you said something about the Avars. I'm like, oh wow, because
No.
the Avars are like, you know, that's the Russian Empire. No, that's what the Dagestanis are. The Avars, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
They're probably distantly related to you guys, because you know the Turkic people, they have some kind of
Yeah, they all like, so,
Yeah.
you know, they all just move.
So
hide
it's
in
crazy
mountains.
because you know why I did my, you know how I did my DNA test a long time ago. So my mitochondrial, my mother's side DNA, it comes out of that same region that they're coming from, Central Asia,
Get
Uzbekistan.
out.
Yeah, I swear to God, it's R2A. It comes out like
We
the
have
Uzbek.
where I came from in the city, there's a lot of Pakistani and Indian people.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they had a strong relationship
Yeah, so
with
I mean,
India.
the
Even
trade.
my great grandparents
Yeah.
are Uzbek
So
as
a lot
well.
of them came to work for the Ottomans and like the other that were who
No,
owned the
the
area.
Silk Road back then, the Silk
Yeah.
Road goes through.
Yeah.
My city was the capital of Silk Road.
Yeah,
Mm.
because it says it's crazy because it says that my mom's like origin is from like Uzbekistan, but or the Zagros Mountains, like it says around that area. So I don't know what that means, but so I feel like I have, you know, I feel like when I see the Central Asians, I'm like, man, I hope you guys all win. I hope you guys all win. Uyghurs, all of them, man, just win, man, just fight. You know what I mean? Just win it. No, because I feel like, you know what? There's been a dominant of a certain type of like, you know, like Latin Americans have been dominant in the UFC for a long time with like the jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. And I feel like now is the time for like, you know, like that Eastern world to like just shine. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like in it,
totally.
because there's so much talent there. Like, you know, no one would have thought like someone like Habib would have came out from nothing.
Yeah.
Right, and there's so many other fighters too, like Islamabad. So many of them, Zabit, and all these people are coming out. You know, people never thought about that. You know, never showed them any attention, right? And like, there's so much talent there, dude.
Now they're coming.
So,
They're bringing
yeah.
it.
But nonetheless, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for
and,
having
and so
me.
we're gonna be watching, we're gonna supporting, and we're gonna be rooting for you, man. And I wish you all the best. Hope you stay healthy and you get the best training you can get.
I mean.
Thank you. You guys
Any way we
same
can help
thing.
you,
Stay
just let us
healthy,
know.
Stay
I mean,
healthy.
I can't train you, but I mean,
Right now we live in the crazy world, man. We have to do something with it. They try to.
I can
stay
feed you.
healthy,
I mean, I can't train you, but
Yeah.
I can grill some meat for you. Lamb
Well,
chops.
next time he comes back, you ever have Uzbek plov?
Yeah.
Hey,
Uzbek
next
plov is
next
amazing
time I'll
food.
come, I'll cook you Uzbek plov. Don't
Oh,
worry.
yeah?
I'll bring you homemade Uzbek plov.
So
Perfect,
we'll make
that's
you
the
we'll
deal.
make you some lamb
My
like
mom-
Mendy,
my
like some
mom
rice.
cooks the best.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll make sure you get some good food too. We'll do it. Next
Nobody can make the Uzbek plov like us. It's just impossible.
Oh man,
Time. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
No,
that.
it was crazy because so much stuff. But the area that I lived in before I left Chicago here, I have a rental property and like the whole area is full of Uzbeks
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Where?
It's in Brandywine,
In
like
Villa
in
Park.
Villa Park.
I live there now too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
And
bunch
so
of,
like, they all
Lagos
came in. I'm
next
like, oh my god! I started learning all these people here. I'm like,
Oh, we have a lot of them in Glendale Heights and Carroll
Yeah,
Street.
Villa
yeah.
Heights
But
area.
the pocket here in this area is in Villa Park.
yeah, in Villa Park.
It's
yeah.
and they'll go to a specific
It's
mission.
everywhere. It's in
Yeah.
Villa Park, Melrose Park, Carroll Street.
I love it, bro.
Glendale.
I love
Carroll
them.
That's my place.
Yeah, I love it because I see them. I saw them playing soccer the other day. I just joined and played with them.
Oh my god, I
It's
play
beautiful.
soccer. Oh my god, the way we play soccer, it's not soccer.
It's like rugby.
arguing and fighting. They play 1 hour. They play 5 minutes. They argue for 15 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah, they were
holy-
arguing some language. I couldn't understand it,
Yeah,
but they were like,
yell at each other. It's
yeah,
crazy.
he was like pointing at his shit and he was like getting
Yeah,
pissed
you
off.
kicked me, you pushed me.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll
Alright.
say that for next time.
Yes.
Go ahead, wrap it. Close it out, Sim.
Yeah, that's our show, guys. We'll see y'all next time. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.